Friday, the 2nd of September. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And of course, we're lit over here. I think we're a bit tired across the across the board. It's been a short week as well because we had a bank holiday on Monday. But we're your hosts. I am your favorite shade queen, my own royalty.
Voice of Reason, Oracle, Big Man Use.
And they call me E-Man, pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That's right. That is right. How's everyone doing? No coffee today, Yusuf?
No.
Yeah. Everyone okay?
I'm fantastic.
That's good. I'm glad.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay.
That's good.
I'm okay. That's about it. So I do have 3 simple rules, guidelines, suggestions to make to you guys. So like the video you're watching, of course, subscribe to the channel and also join the TNB network. And you can do that by typing into your browser, community.thenewblack.com. And when you join that, join the TDA backstage access, which is where all the lit stuff and life of the party and all that great stuff really is. But I think it's safe to say we're ready to get into our first headlines.
Are you sure?
Why?
Do you want to hammer home the whole day after backstage access?
I'd let you do it.
Okay. All right, people. So remember, joining the new black community is different to joining the TDA backstage access. Once you join the community, on the top left, 3 horizontal lines, that's your menu, right? Hit that, go down to shows. And this is basically where you're going to find all the shows, all the different projects that's going to be coming out via the new black community.
Mm-hmm.
So go down to the day after backstage access, and that's where you're going to have access to everything to do with the day after. At the moment, for some reason, in the app, you can't actually sign up to the actual the day after backstage access. You need to do it on the website. It's like Esther said, community.thenewblack.com. But as soon as you sign up, you can go into the app and everything's there. Yeah.
So community.thenewblack.com. Get to signing up. We've got a lit show planned for you today. We've got sick headlines. Sis, what would you do day? Word on road is popping. Hopefully, Eman hasn't got too much bad news on people's journal. Okay, it's inevitable. And we've got an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Got an interview today too. So yeah, let's just get into it.
Okay, so I believe this is a trigger warning. So there's been a failed assassination attempt on the vice president of Argentina. So Argentina's vice president has narrowly avoided assassination after a gunman's weapon jammed as he aimed it at her. Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner was greeting supporters outside of her home when a man emerged from the crowd and pointed a handgun in her face. President Alberto Fernandez said the gun was loaded with 5 bullets, but failed to fire when triggered. Mr. Kirchner is in the midst of a corruption trial and was returning from court. She denies the charges. Policemen say the gunman, who local media identified as a 35-year-old Brazilian man, has been taken into custody. They are attempting to establish a motive for the attack. Addressing the nation late on Thursday night, Mr. Fernandez said Cristina remains alive because, for a reason not yet technically confirmed, the gun, which contained 5 bullets, did not fire. He went on to condemn the attacker and said that the attempt on Mr. Kirchner's life was one of the most serious incidents since the country returned to democracy in 1983. He also declared a national holiday on Friday to allow Argentines time to express themselves in defense of life, democracy, and stand in solidarity with their vice president. Footage shared on local media showed a man aiming the gun inches away from her head and attempting to shoot her. She then lowers her head, but no shots were fired.
They're talking about there must be a reason. Bruv, you better start thanking God, praying and fasting and all sorts. Because that's wild. I saw the video and the guy literally, like, he must really hate her. He was like 1 centimeter away from her with the gun.
Yeah.
And I think it happened so fast she didn't clock. Because I think she thought she dropped something. Because she looked at the floor as if she dropped her earrings.
Right.
Thinking, damn, sis.
Yeah, it was
taking
terrible.
you
It
out.
was terrible, man. It would have been
That would have been,
a bloody mess.
yeah, no, literally a bloody mess. And then, because obviously people were filming as well,
Mhm.
people have no manners these days, so they would have
Yeah.
put it up.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
Yes. So our second headline takes us to the other end of the world, in China. And the city, Chengdu, has become the latest Chinese city to be locked down as Beijing continues to pursue its controversial zero COVID policy. So
Mm.
around 21 million people have been ordered to stay indoors, with just one person per household allowed for essential shopping. On Thursday, the city recorded 157 new infections, including 51 asymptomatic. China's COVID policies require cities to enter strict lockdowns, even if just a handful of cases are reported. However, Beijing's drive to ensure zero COVID has been accused of stifling economic growth and has prompted rare public dissent from citizens. Chengdu's residents asked to stay at home from 6 o'clock local time on Thursday will all be tested over the coming days, but it was not clear when restrictions would be lifted. In the meantime, people have been banned from entering or leaving Chengdu, which is the capital of the southwestern Sichuan province, with only residents able to show evidence of a negative COVID test allowed only to buy necessities. State media also reports that the start of school's autumn term has been postponed and flights have been grounded. Health authorities labelled the situation extremely complex and severe and blamed the outbreak on mass gatherings during warm weather at a pair of swimming and entertainment venues.
Boy.
But I get obviously talking about the economic growth and
Yeah.
stunting it and whatnot, but they're taking it serious, man.
And as it should be.
This is it.
I mean, we took it seriously briefly, did eat out to help out.
Mm.
And then now inflation prices are chasing us down the aisle every day.
Exactly.
It's actually mad. It's very wild.
And our last headline at the moment is sad news, man. And broadcaster Bill Turnbill has died at the age of 66. Turnbill hosted BBC Breakfast for 15 years in both London and later Salford, and also fronted Songs of Praise and game show Think Tank. His family said Bill will be remembered by as many as a remarkable broadcaster who brought warmth and humour into people's homes. In 2018, he announced he had been diagnosed with prostate cancer. After leaving the BBC in 2016, he joined Classic FM and continued presenting shows on the network until recently. His family added, following a challenging and committed fight against prostate cancer, Bill passed away peacefully at home in Suffolk, surrounded by his family on Wednesday, the 31st of August. They said he received his diagnosis in 2017 and praised his outstanding medical care from the Royal Marsden and Ipswich hospitals, St. Elizabeth's Hospice, and his GP.
Wow. No, that's really sad, man. He was actually good vibes. Like, I seen some clips and moments with him and his co-host, so they must be absolutely devastated.
Yeah, man.
Because the woman he was with on BBC, and their rapport was just immaculate.
Exactly.
Like, it was really good. They would just make each other laugh. Like, if they had an interview and something was funny, she'd be like, I can't look at you because I'm literally going to crack up kind of thing. So it's very sad news, but sending love to his family.
100%, man.
Also, you guys in the comments, I knew it. I just knew you guys are going to say something about my lack of makeup today. Several reasons for that. One, I'm getting my hair done later, and I don't really want to be sitting on the dryer and my foundation is all melting up down my lip. Two, just about here. So I had to come as I came, and yeah, it's not every day I wear makeup. It's not because our guests are women. I dress up for everybody. If I wake up and the spirit leads, I do as such. So shut up.
Mr. Dominic is going to keep you honest going forward.
Who's a Dominic?
Yeah.
Dominic's mind your business. You stay out my business, basically. But yeah, all right, let's get into what you say in our topic of the day.
Okay, so today's topic of the day somewhat follows a theme we spoke about earlier this week.
Yeah.
And it's a tweet that was done by Manny, the classic man.
The classic Manny.
Shout out Manny. And he says, I was having this conversation with my friend from work yesterday, but I don't think I can truly trust services provided by Black people. There's just too much greed, lack of professionalism, and care. Was I not just sharing my experience with that podcast studio weeks ago?
Not here. I just made that clear.
Yeah, I read that last sentence terribly. But anyway, you get the gist of what I'm
You
trying
get
to
the
say.
gist.
So,
First of all, yeah,
mhm.
I like when people tweet something wild and they straight away mute it because the cooking
Mm,
was wild. But I think what upset people was the black business thing.
mm,
But I've honestly, like, even on my pod, I have done countless speeches, but obviously more in relation to the beauty side of it,
mhm.
the Instagram girls. And I really do try to support black business. I really try. But some of you, you're not supporting yourselves.
Mm.
And I think that people love the whole idea of support a black business. But you as a black business, you're not running business the way business should be. Do you get what I mean? I feel like a lot of businesses, they just want support just because they're black
Mhm.
and not because you're actually giving people really good professional goods and services.
Yeah.
I'm here for black people doing great things
Mhm.
always. But if your service is crap, I'm going to give you the same energy I'm going to give the white man's business. Really, I think I give Caucasians a harder time because mess up, anybody messes up, we're quick to do tweets and whatever else. Do you get what I mean?
Mhm.
But with black people, I think I think I give more grace, and I think a lot of black people actually give more grace on account of just because it's a black business. Do you get what I mean? But there's only so much people can actually really, really do. Because even sometimes I've been to there's certain events I've been to that I actually bought a ticket, but why am I standing outside? Like unable to get into the event. And because they're black business, and I know that obviously it would have been difficult for them. I know what it must be like being in that industry. I don't tweet about it, I don't do a thread about it. But you think if I try to go to I don't know, white establishment or like a restaurant and they move mad, I wouldn't come and tweet about it. I think black people do show more grace. They give more grace to black businesses. But some of you are undeserving, man. Respectfully.
And yeah, do you feel like then we're kind of enabling this type of behavior?
Yes, we are. We absolutely are. Because I think a lot of people, sometimes people don't get dragged enough, in my opinion. And I think because people don't get dragged enough, it doesn't deter the next person from going. But then also, with some businesses, so say for example, my experience was really bad, it was poor, yeah. But then, say for example, you used to be like, oh, when I went there, things were great. Do you get what I mean? And I feel like stuff like that, listen, things were great when you went there, but I've been there. That doesn't take, the fact that things were great for you doesn't take away from my experience. And that tends to happen, I see anyway, again, in the beauty industry where I can tweet about, my hair appointment was cancelled. I remember during the Clubhouse time, there was whole rooms on like hairdressers and the behavior and like just beauty treatment providers. People were missing like people's wedding days. You're not showing up for the wedding. Someone, it was Audrey, yes, Audrey from Receipts Podcast. She was talking about the person who was meant to do her hair.
What happened?
She was late on her wedding day. And the church is like, you need to be there right now. She's even saying that even her wedding picture, she doesn't actually look at them because that is not the look she was going for. And then when the girl came, asked me why she said what she told her.
What did she say?
She missed her alarm. On my wedding day, you missed your alarm. And there was other girls in there talking about, their prom and like their graduation, their birthdays. I've had someone cancelled on me for my graduation. Like she was meant to do my hair for my graduation. She cancelled on me. And then I rebooked for my birthday. She cancelled on me again. And then when I said to her, do you know what? Forget about the service. She tried to fight me. I said, it's got to be crack. It's got to be crack. They do a lot of like foolish, like, I'm over it, man.
The way I see it is, I believe black people should support black businesses in the first instance, as in seek out black business to give them their business. So if you had a choice between a white company and a black company, in the first instance, try to buy black to support black. But in terms of the service, quality of product, I don't believe you should give black businesses a bly if the service is bad just because they're black. To me, that makes no sense at all, because you're still a human being. You still have a level of intelligence. You still have to be competent. You still have to be efficient.
Yeah.
Just because you're black, I should give you more grace than someone else white. No, I've given you my business. That's me giving you support.
Yeah.
Now give me efficient business. So because you're black doesn't mean that I need to, give you more grace than I give a white person. Doesn't mean, to me, it makes no sense at
It
all.
makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think if there was if I could pick between a black business and a white business, I would do what you said. I would go for the black.
Yeah.
But again, because sometimes people act as if like I'm not paying for a service. Like you're not doing me a favor. And even if you were doing me a favor, don't treat me like nothing. I think like I get people because sometimes people say that, people are harsher towards black businesses. But I think it works both ways. I think
people are harsher to business.
Period.
Like, by the notion of being, the notion of giving black businesses more grace is you telling me that you feel like you're less efficient because you're black, or your business isn't as good because you're black.
Ooh, that's a good take.
No?
Yeah.
Why should black people need more grace in the second instance? Which the first instance is the initial support.
Yeah.
The second is how good was the service? How do I rate you? Oh, because you're black, I should give you 5 stars if I got 2-star service. Why? Are you telling me that you're less competent? That you're less intelligent?
Exactly.
That your service is worse? What is it?
What? Yeah, that's true. What is it?
Exactly.
Because sometimes as well, like you would see, because I've been in situations where I would see, for example, maybe like a Caucasian person. So it's a black business, right? A Caucasian person served before me, and they're all like, "Yes, ma'am," and blah blah blah. When it's me, like the way I'm being spoken to is very different. Like it's like we're friends. No, I'm paying for a service, and I think it should be professional all round. So I think it's over familiarity on both ends, because I always talk about the whole Afro Nation stuff, right? With the whole SMAE stuff, I think people were harsh on that. I think people were more disrespectful, because I think if Wireless or whatever did what Cancelled in way Afro Nation did, in this white establishment, people are in the comments camped out. When Pretty Little Thing do stuff, when all these companies do stuff, people are in the comments every single day. People are tearing Hermes and every singlet, as in like clockwork. Do you mean consistently? But I think where the over familiarity comes into when it comes to black businesses is that I don't know what it is. It just gets a bit much. Like, so with the SMAE example, with the Afro Nation example, I think because SMAE is someone who has been in the industry for years, people know his face. People are, because he's a very friendly guy, right? So I think because people knew that about him, when it came to Afro Nation, they were doing it way too much. Do you get what I mean? Like, for me, it was giving me the ick. It was, and get you want your money back. I'm here for that. Get your money back. But I think people were doing way too much to the point where, people were like leaking his like address, and girls were trying to come out and say, oh, this, and talk about his wife. And I said, yeah, you people are all mad. Do you get me? So I think sometimes with black businesses, like over familiarity on both ends. But like, I agree with what Yusuf said. Like, why should I have to give you more grace? Are you saying that you're not competent enough to run the business? Because if that's the case, then you shouldn't be running a business. Like, if you're going to run a business properly. And I know someone in the comments said that they've had poor experiences with like non-black businesses. Does that make them all bad? We're definitely not saying that all black businesses are bad. There's really, really good ones. But I also think people are scarred, because there's a whole thing about now supporting black businesses, right? It's the whole movement now, yeah? But I think that a lot of people have had more negative than they have positive. So when they talk, it's easy to generalize, because the statistics in my personal life is more on the negative side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about more grace. But I'm gonna give you the same grace I will give the
and the thing is that
person.
I think we already, like you guys have said before, we give them far. I don't want to say too much grace. Like, we shouldn't give some grace at all, right? But we definitely, I think, treat them in ways that we may not even treat other people. Yeah. I'll never forget. I don't know why I'm mentioning this story. Yeah. I was with one girl one time. Yeah, went to a Chinese restaurant. Yeah.
You man, you.
Why did you look at me like that?
Yeah, it's just funny basic. You're good.
And then what do you call it? At some Chinese restaurant. Yeah. It was rubbish. Yeah. Right? The buffet was terrible. Everything about it was terrible. Yeah. I said, I'm not paying for this. They obviously go and call their Chinese bodyguard, guy that looks like bloody Yokozuna, right? To block off the door. I'm like, I'm not intimidated by this, innit? I'm not paying for this food. It's rubbish.
You should have showed him your abs. So it's like, I go to gym too.
It's
I
before
go
that. I was like, this is ridiculous. So, long story short, they end up calling out the police and all this type of stuff. Yeah.
Really?
I'm not paying for
Now you're a
rubbish.
principled man.
What? This is not fake.
You're a principled man. You're very principled.
Hey, I said I'm not paying for this because I didn't get what I'm meant to be paying for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I don't think I would do that for a black business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? You should get what you're paying for. If it's free, I'll close my mouth.
I'll be honest with you, even if it's free, don't treat me like, I don't think you should be doing charity if you're going to be treating me like I'm a peasant.
Facts.
Then I will pay for it. Like, if you're going to give me bad, if you're going to be stupid to me because it's free, let me pay.
Facts.
Let me pay. Do you get what I mean? I don't
true.
think you should do something, it's something to be free for someone and then you're treating them less than just because it's free.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we definitely have to find a way to strike a balance, man, between giving constructive criticism and also expecting them to, perform in the way that we expect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I always say, economics rules the day, man. I can't just support you because you're black all the way to the end.
Yeah,
at my detriment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your business, provide a good service. It's that simple.
Yeah. But I will say that I think in general, I think black people definitely, we show more grace because people are black.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people do threads and put up stuff, I'm thinking, ma'am, this has been going on for a few good months. There was even some girl I paid a hair deposit for. I'll be honest with you, I was so scared of the girl. I said, I forget it. I don't want to go to the appointment anymore.
What do you mean it's good?
Like, she's a problem. She is a... So basically, I had a hair appointment with her, and these Insta girls, they do this thing where you have to send them your hair 40 days and 40 nights ahead of the stupid appointment, right? So I sent it to her days ahead. Cool. This girl lives I'm in Kent. She lives in like Hackney or something. Cool. My appointment is like during the week. So I'm going to have to go after work. Fine. All right. She's received my hair. I've messaged to say hi. I've tracked the order to make sure, it was delivered, blah, blah. It's signed for. I know she's got it. Cool. So, but the way she is, I see her, she cancels appointments when she feels like that. She's problematic. So leading up to this appointment, I was praying that this appointment will go ahead. Cool. On the day of the appointment, the day before the appointment, I don't hear anything from her. I think I even messaged her. She didn't reply, but I'm like, okay, that's fine. Things must be on track for the appointment. I have a shower. I'm getting dressed to leave my home. She messages me. She goes, oh, hey, hun, is this your lace? As in like, so my closure. So is this your lace, your closure? I'm like, well, my name is on the bag, but yes. I said, yes, it is. Yes, it is. She's like, okay. She's like, oh, it's not quite medium brown. That's all she said to me. So I messaged her back like, it definitely is, because I know what I sent you, so it definitely is. I didn't hear anything from this. I didn't hear nothing. I drive to Hackney. I park. I'm even early because I don't want problems, right? I park up. And the parking there is so rude. I've paid for the parking for the duration of my appointment. I messaged her to say, hey, hun, because you have to do hun to these girls. Hey, hun, let me know, please, when I can come upstairs, when you're ready for me. She texted me back. She said, oh, I thought it was implied that your appointment's cancelled.
What?
I was hot. I said, then I'm ringing her. She's not picking up. This is what they do as well. Then, because talk to me. Don't be texting me. You're upset. I can see you in your apartment. I can see you. She messaged me back. She's like, oh yeah, your lace closure isn't the right color. I said, why didn't you tell me this when you messaged me like an hour and a half ago? It was even 2 hours. I said, why didn't you tell me this? She's like, oh, I just thought it was implied and I had a client. Okay. I said, anyway, I'm downstairs. I pay for parking. Let me come upstairs and just get my hair. Because at this point, I don't even want to redo it. Let me just... Then I go upstairs and she's like to me, oh, yeah, so I feel like she didn't want to do the hair. So she's like to me, oh, basically, your hair... the closure isn't this color, blah, blah, blah. It should be medium brown because your complexion. Okay, she says, oh, let me show you what it should be like. So she goes to get like an example of hair, right, to show me. But the bag in which she gets the hair from is from the exact same hair company that I bought my hair from. So she's like, oh, yeah, you see this one? Like, this is what she looked like. I said, the one you're showing me, and I even had my glasses on to make sure my eyesight was right. I said, the one you're showing me is grey. Mine is brown. So what are you talking about? I said, furthermore, I got it from the same place. She's like, oh, did you? Oh, that's weird. I said, you know what?
Hold on, so she took your one and used it for someone else's one?
No, so she had my one. She was claiming that mine wasn't good quality.
Yeah.
But the one she was showing me was from the exact same company that I bought mine from.
Okay.
But it was the same, it literally was the same product. So I'm looking at her like, if you don't want to do the hair, just say that. Come up with some kind of family emergency. Come up with something. Don't insult me. Don't make... I said, you know what, okay, that's fine. I'll just get the hair. And then I just never went back. I emailed about another appointment, but I just said, she's scary. I'm just going to deal with that. This girl's a rude.
It's terrible, man.
It's ridiculous, man. I'm over it, man. I'm not supporting. Anyway, I keep telling you guys, I'm back to my auntie. The aunties that do hair and don't give you all these terms and conditions and all this nonsense. Yeah. But again, I think a lot of people are so gracious because sometimes I see girls like put up threads and there's like they're owed money. And I'm thinking, so even like there was a conversation yesterday where this girl, I think she hired a designer to do something with her home or whatever, paid the girl 80k, 80,000 British pounds upfront to carry out the works. She said for 3 months, this girl was slow. And so I think they had an agreed time where this work should be done, right? The work wasn't done in the agreed time. So she didn't have to be like, okay, do you know what? You're not living up to what I'm paying you for. Blah, blah, blah. She said, okay, do you know what? So in her thread, she said basically the girl owes her 30,000 pounds. She said, I'll be nice. She said, that's a nicer figure, but it's more than that. But just for this conversation, 30, she basically had to come out online to call the girl out. So she's like, the girl owes her 30k. She's been chasing her up and down, blah, blah, blah. The girl's posting other things that she's doing and she's buying designer bags, doing holiday trips, but she hasn't paid the girl back her money, hasn't given her a refund. This is where the tweet came from. And then, so she's tweeting about it, then basically exposing the girl, right? The girl has not responded to this girl in time, right? The girl messages her and asks her, says she'll pay her 5k in cash if she stops tweeting.
Look at this.
Well, you owe me 30 grand.
Imagine.
Well, you owe me 30 grand.
So what? Did she do 50 grand worth of work? And then the rest
She said she really didn't, but she just said she just wanted to get out of the contract by any means. So just give me 30k and I'll be done, kind of vibe. Anyway, yeah. I just can't. I think I will show you the same grace that I show everybody else. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I 100% agree, man. If we're going to show more grace, when it comes to the negative, we should show more vim towards them.
Honestly.
100%.
So someone asked me, did she give you back the deposit? Do you think I asked? I didn't. I said, it's all right. I charged it. I just said it's an L. I just stick it on the chin. So that was that.
This is what they bank on, though. That's what they bank on.
And I think a lot of them make money that way because they tell you as well the refund is the money is non-refundable. So in the beauty stuff here, I have this thing where I think so a lot of the girls here, they have like these rules and regulations. When you go on their booking site, gosh, it's a lot of bold font in red, just caps lock, just shouting at you what the rules are. Like they're rude with it, right? So they do this thing where they say if you're 5 minutes late, they can charge you like, let's say £10. Inflation's gone up, so like, they're probably charging £20 these days. So do you get me? That's what they do. But then you can then go and you can be left sitting there for an hour.
Yeah, you see?
But by the way, when you do pay, there's no discount for the inconvenience.
There you go.
I'm over it.
There you go.
I'm over it. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think black people generally have more grace, but I don't know if that grace is always deserving, in all honesty.
See, again, this is where I'm a capitalist, man.
It's not white, but okay.
No, if you do bad, you shouldn't patronize your business.
Yeah.
You should get the hell out of it. It's that simple. Black, yellow, green, alien, whatever.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
I agree.
Anyway.
I absolutely agree. All right, let's get into our next headlines.
Okay, so Putin will not be at ex-President Gorbachev's funeral. So the Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend the funeral of Mikhail Gorbachev, the Soviet Union's last leader. Spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Mr. Putin's work schedule will not permit him to attend the event on Saturday. He said the Russian leader had paid his respects at a Moscow hospital where Gorbachev died on Tuesday, aged 91. Gorbachev's reforms helped end the Cold War, but saw the demise of the Soviet Union, which Putin had lamented. In 2005, the Russian president said the breakup of the USSR was the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the 20th century. However, in his telegram of condolences to Gorbachev's family on Wednesday, Mr. Putin struck a more conciliatory note, describing him as a politician and a statesman who had a huge impact on the course of world history. On Thursday, Russian state television showed Mr. Putin placing red roses beside Gorbachev's coffin in Moscow's Central Clinic Hospital. Next headline is also from Russia.
Mhm.
And I sense a conspiracy theory, developing. But the chairman of Russia's Lukoil oil giant, Ravil Maganov, has died after falling from a hospital window in Moscow. The company confirmed his death, but said only that Maganov, 69, had passed away following a severe illness.
He fell.
Yeah, from the hospital window. Yeah. So Russian media said he was being treated at Moscow's Central Clinical Hospital and died of his injuries. Maganov is the latest of a number of high-profile business executives to die in mysterious circumstances. Investigating authorities said they were working at the scene to establish how he died. TASS news agency quoted sources saying he had fallen out of a sixth-floor window early on Thursday morning, adding later that he had taken his own life. Shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine, the Lukoil board called for the conflict to end as soon as possible, expressing its sympathy to victims of this tragedy. Its billionaire president, Vagid Alekperov, resigned in April after the UK imposed sanctions on him in response to the invasion. Like I just mentioned, several Russian energy oligarchs have died in unusual circumstances in recent months. The body of millionaire Novatek, former manager Sergei Protosenya, was found alongside his wife and daughter at a Spanish villa in April.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Former vice president of Gazprom Bank was found dead with his wife and daughter in their Moscow flat also in April. And in May, the former Lukoil tycoon, Alexander Subotin, died of heart failure, reportedly after he sought alternative treatment from a shaman. So, yeah,
So what's the conspiracy here? That are they against like Putin or anything?
Boy. Some of them have switched sides.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Some of them still in support of, the whole USSR, Putin's agenda and whatnot.
Yeah.
But some of them have switched sides, hence leaving the country and all that type of stuff.
So is it the ones that have left the country that are dying?
I'm not too sure because this one died in Moscow. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not good at geography.
In Russia. So this guy's still in Russia. Well,
set me up.
Yeah, this guy is still in Russia. Well, he's
Okay.
dead now, innit? But you get what I'm trying to say.
That's wild, man.
Mm-hmm.
That is very wild.
And our last headline for this section takes us back home to Nigeria. So police officers in Zamfara have arrested a former soldier and notorious bandit who also supplies arms to terrorists in the northwestern state. The suspect, Saidu Lawal, is said to have been terrorizing communities in Niger, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, and Kaduna states. Saidu Lawal, who's a native of Zamfara state, voluntarily retired from the Nigerian army in 2021, but has been supplying arms to bandits in the northwest region. He was arrested by troops along Kaduna-Abuja highway while on his way to supply weapons to a notorious bandit leader terrorizing communities in Zamfara state. While parading the suspect, the police public relations officer, Mohammed Shehu, said the suspect was intercepted after the police tactical squad and escort team attached to the Commissioner of Police in Zamfara State received actionable intelligence. The suspect, Saidu, confessed to the crime and said he was arrested along the Kaduna-Abuja expressway whilst transporting 2 AK-47 rifles as well as ammunition. The 41-year-old suspect said he was paid 200,000 naira per trip and has collected 300,000 naira from his accomplice. 2 AK-47s, 8 magazines, 500 live ammunition, and a Pontiac vehicle were recovered from him.
The magazines isn't reading magazines. Is that a weapon?
No, like bullets.
I was,
type of-
oh,
yeah.
okay. I don't know what he's... So, I'm sorry. I am not from the streets. I don't know.
That's a reading magazines.
I was thinking that's a bit
a-
random.
Okay, and GQ,
So for the
yeah?
trip. Yeah, with all of that stuff anyway, to be honest, that's going on in Nigeria. He'll be out soon. I don't think we hear much of this guy because there's a whole conspiracy going on there the whole bandit stuff, and they're not. Do you mean they're not hiding? They're very open about what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're open about oppressing people and killing people and doing the crazy things they're doing. I believe the government's involved in all this stuff.
Definitely.
So this one, the police officer probably arrested and probably going to get what's it called? Fired anyway, because why are you interrupting people's operations? But
this is it, man.
It's crazy, man.
It's a shame. It's a shame. That country, I won't be surprised if there's a civil war next year, you know.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened already.
I'm telling you.
Because I know they're gearing up, they're warming up.
100%. I just hope.
But the Igbos are serious anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the Yorubas are.
You need to wake up ASAP.
They do. But I mean, it's easy said for me. I'm over here.
No, but you know what? I trust our people, man.
Yeah. I think they'll ride out. I think when the time comes, they'll ride out. But it's just going to be... It's really going to be a deadly day. Like, literally.
Yeah, man. But anyway.
All right. Word on road?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into word on road. Okay, so now I've been killing you guys with Ekin-Su updates, but I did tell you about her Opoly collaboration, so I just thought I'd give you more information. So yesterday, she officially announced on her Instagram and said, "This is the news I've been waiting to tell you all. I am beyond excited to announce I am now the face of Opoly. I honestly can't believe this is happening. It's a complete dream come true for me. I have always loved the quality and fit of Opoly, as you will all have seen during my time on Love Island." This is very strategic. I would not be surprised if that was very calculated. She's such a business babe. We have so many amazing things in the pipeline, and I cannot wait for you guys to see what we have been working on. Thank you so much to everyone for all their love and support. I see all of you. This journey wouldn't be possible without you all. I can't wait to bring you all on this exciting new venture. So I reported the other day that she was in LA while what's his name? Davide was out here giving women lifts in cabs. So that's what she was doing in LA. I think she's been shooting the collection, all that stuff. And then Opoly also said, so basically her collection launches on the 15th of September. I'm gonna check it out. It looks really nice. There's a corset I saw in her promo video that I thought, it's kind of cute. And Opoly stuff, it actually fits nice. Yeah, it fits nice. One of the dresses I wore on the TDA launch event, was Opoly. My second dress. Yeah.
I never heard of them before. Are they like?
Yeah, I think it's more like, I think they're more within like the white girls.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But they do a good job. In fact, Ekin and Opoly makes a lot of sense. Okay. That is very, very fitting. Next, Kanye West was getting some more stuff off his chest yesterday. He was really, really going at it. And Ray J chimed in. We know Ray J anyway, but I'm going to read out some of the stuff that Kanye was doing. So he put all of this stuff on his Instagram, but like clockwork, he deletes all. So he said, my kids go into Donda. So Donda is the school that he's set up. You know the school uniform, they wear like black. So they wear the Yeezy foam runners and like charcoal grey trousers and a black baggy shirts.
Is that what his kids went to school?
No, that's the uniform.
For his kids' school?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Very fashion forward, isn't it? So he said, my kids are going to Donda. They're not going to Sierra Canyon. Charlemagne the God and Chris. What's Charlemagne in it? Charlemagne the God and Chris, get your motherfucking popcorn, basically. I don't know what Charlemagne's got. Maybe Charlemagne is going to the school. And then he also screenshots, and that's the thing with Kanye. I don't know why when Kanye's doing what he's doing, people text him. Your text is going to be up there. So anyways, he's saying all this stuff. He said, don't let Chris make you do Playboy like she made Kylie and Kylie. Is her name Kylie? Yeah. Kylie and Kim do Hollywood is a giant. She said, no, don't let Chris make you do Playboy like she made Kylie and Kim do. Hollywood, I hate when people don't use punctuations in there. Help me. Hollywood is a giant brothel. Pornography destroyed my family. I deal with the addiction. Instagram promotes it. Not going to let it happen to Northie and Chicago. So North and Chicago, his two daughters. He also said, anybody that says I'm spiraling when I express the undeniable truths is a sheep. Shut the fuck up and worry about your own kids. I obviously am dealing with wars at the highest levels of control and discrimination based on the level I'm operating at. A conductor got a turn their back to the audience to direct the orchestra. Oh, Ye's crazy. It's basic as fuck at this point. I'm simply right. I know girls who sell pussy that don't agree with how my daughters are displayed. Well, damn. And then in the caption, he says, you're not finna keep discriminating on me while the organizations use me and use us all. I do think we need to stop calling him crazy. Yeah. And he also says, I'm the kid's father. Imagine not having any say on where your kids go to school. So this is the whole, him wanting them to go to Donda. And he says, today is about control. My kids, Yeezy, Adidas, I guess, Yeezy Gap, is up on all three of these issues at the same time because it's all the same mentally. When people are doing rants and can't spell, it's very stressful because it's all the same mentally that makes these people feel they can keep getting away with things. Is that the last of it? No. I was driven crazy before. I'm not going crazy no more. It's not up to Calabasas or Hulu. So the Kardashians live in Calabasas and Hulu is now where the new Keeping Up with the Kardashians show is that they rebranded and apparently they're dropping the season 2. Where my kids go to school, I'm not the crazy one here. It's up. I won't stop until I have a say so on my kids, no matter what it legally takes. Then he says, come and get me. I'm a man of God. The father's job is to be the bad guy sometimes. So Trevor Noah can come speak on my family so I can be the bad guy. Not quite sure why Trevor Noah's in that either. He said, ask Pete how those tattoos of my kids is doing in the trauma units. So apparently since the breakup, Pete has been down bad. Then he also had a post that says, Tristan, Travis, Scott. Then he says he's calling, oh dear. He says, calling my fellow donors. We're in this together.
Kanye is wilding, bro.
And then he also showed a text that Kim sent to him. And she says, so you can see she says, can you please stop? Then he says, no, we need to talk in person. You don't have say so of where the kids go to school. Why do you get to say what? Because you're half white. Okay. And then he goes on to say, hold on. Yeah. And then Kim then says, this is from my mum, please. Right. She goes, tell him to please stop mentioning my name. I'm almost 67 years old and I don't always feel great. And this stresses me to no end. So that was from Kris Jenner. And he responded and said, y'all don't have so over my black children and where they go to school. I guess say so on my black children and where they go to school. They will not do Playboy and sex tapes. Tell your Clinton friends to come and get me. I'm here. But then Ray J chimed in anyway. So in the text where Kim said it was from Chris, the one about, tell him to stop. I'm 67. It's stressing me out, blah, blah. Ray J then said, what about my mum, Chris? You telling people false stories about me, making the black man look horrible for your gain. You introduced me to Steve Hirsch. You masterminded everything for your family and tried to ruin mine at the same time. Shake my head. You don't think all mothers get stressed? Or are you special? I know it's old and I don't care. This makes me sick, but God had my back and still does. So I think I reported on it and I said about how the sex tape allegedly, I did actually at the start, how, just context for some people, that the sex tape that Kim and Ray J did was actually orchestrated and leaked, or quote unquote leaked by the Kardashians. So Chris actually planned it all out. So it wasn't a thing that Ray J did, but for Kim's image and because they really liked her, whatever, they said that he should take the fall for it. And he was there was a whole contract, there was a whole business rollout. And so he was to take the fall for it. But the thing is, like, recently, on I think the last season of the Keeping Up Kardashians on E, she must have done the whole thing where she's like, oh, the whole sex tape is resurfacing. He's going to show a part 2 of it. So she's basically lying. So that's what made Ray J be like, do you know what? I've had enough because all these years, I've lived by the contract and not said anything, even though you've made me look this way.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to explain to my daughters when they're older that I actually didn't do this, blah, blah. So he's like, the whole world believes I did this. And now you have the cheek to then add to it. Because allegedly, Kanye went to meet. So in the episode, even though they're divorced, Kanye goes to meet Ray J.
I think I've seen that. I've seen
Do you remember? Yeah.
He went to go and get the computer.
Yeah. He went to go and recover the. Yeah. But apparently, the whole time, the sex tapes, Ray J's never had possession of any of the sex tapes. The whole time he's been in the possession of Kim under her bed in a Nike box.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So he's basically, I think he was just annoyed by the whole thing and like, don't use me for another storyline. So that's why he's then spoken up and talking about, you've done all these things, but how do you think my mother feels? Oh dear, the world is a mess. The last bit of mess, trigger warning. Actually, so this is a trigger warning. But so Tiffany Haddish is being sued. Tiffany Haddish, and what's that guy that was making fun of Lizzo the other day? Aries something.
Aries Spears.
Yeah, so both of them are being sued. But I'll talk more about Tiffany because I don't know the man. So basically, she's being sued, again, trigger warning. She's being sued for molestation. So allegedly, the story is that she's accused of molestation. The story is that she aided in the molestation of a young boy, and she took a young girl to a commercial for Subway, but she had the girl doing sexual things apparently in that. But her lawyers are basically saying that this is just BS. And apparently the mother of these kids has been trying for years to get different lawyers, and they keep dropping the case because there's no substance to it. So what is from Tiffany's lawyers? It said plaintiff's mother, Teresa, has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Ms. Haddish for several years. Every attorney who has initially taken on her case, and there were several, ultimately dropped the matter once it became clear that the claims were meritless and Ms. Haddish would not be shaken down. They also said now Miss Morris, which is the mother, has her adult daughter representing herself in this lawsuit. The two of them will together face the consequences of pursuing this frivolous action. And they said that basically Tiffany is not going to be shaken down. But then the family are claiming that they're not doing it for a shakedown. And then they claim that basically Tiffany is she's a longtime family friend so the girl that Tiffany took to the Subway commercial her name is Jane. And then the brother that Aries allegedly assaulted, his name is John. So they're basically siblings. So they're saying that in 2013, when Jane was 14, Tiffany Haddish took her to the taping of a sexually suggestive Subway's commercial that Haddish allegedly said would help Jane get on television and will also be part of her film reel. And so apparently during the taping, she instructed Jane on how to do inappropriate sexual acts after watching an older man and woman in the video. So they're saying that this memory, I guess Jane forgot about it, but it was unlocked when she watched Girls Trip and Tiffany was doing the same thing she taught the girl to do in the commercial. So I'm guessing, just off the top of my head, that was a grapefruit thing. Do you guys watch Girls Trip?
No, I don't believe so.
No, that's one with
No, I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So it was a whole thing with what's that? The one who husband got slapped for someone. No, her husband slapped someone for something. What's her name again?
Jada.
Yeah, that's Jada. Jada, that's it. Thank you. Jada. Yeah. So she was in there as well. Regina Hall, my absolute fave, she was in there as well, and Boris Kojo's wife was in there as well. Yeah, so basically that memory was unlocked when she watched, what's it called, Girls Trip, and it made her realize the severity of what happened to her. And then with John, his case is that Tiffany Haddish again took him to the taping to tape a reel for Nickelodeon at Aries Spears' home, right? And yeah, so while they were there, she then told Jane, this is the sister that she took the Subway, that John needs to be alone to do the taping, whatever. So I guess Jane then left the room or whatever, and that is where Spears molested the 7-year-old boy. Apparently it was on film as well. So basically, apparently Tiffany Haddish was actually there and witnessed it, and she paid the kids $100. And he's also claiming that they gave him a drink that made him sleepy and a happy face candy. I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
But yes, apparently the footage was then shared on something called, I guess a show, I think, called Funny or Die in 2014. But then it was pulled last year, May. So I guess maybe that's when they were looking to do lawsuits and stuff. And apparently the footage is still available, but Spears is claiming that it's not available. It's a whole bunch of stuff, really. So the girl is now 22 years. She's 22 years old. And apparently the effects of this is that she's never dated and she's scared she'll be taken advantage of again and led down a path of false truth, like the path that Haddish led her down. And then with with the boy, he's got a social disorder, depression, and anxiety, and he stays in his room at home and places band-aids over the cameras on his electronics for fear of being watched or recorded. And then the mother has also faced mental health issues, and she's currently John's and the sister is currently the brother's guardian. So, in a nutshell, Haddish and Spears are being sued for intentional infliction of emotional distress, gross negligence, sexual battery, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse of a minor. And then Tiffany Haddish is also being sued for negligent supervision and failure to warn, breach of fiduciary duty, and constructive fraud. So the lawsuit doesn't at the moment, we don't know how much they're exactly suing for and if it will stick. But I guess this is the one that has been picked up by the blogs in the time they've been trying to get the lawsuit going. It's all mad.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's wild. So we'll see how this plays out. I will keep you guys updated on what happens, I guess, with it. And yeah, and I thought I'd pass over to...
Do you want to... Brent added something else at number 5. You want to do that first?
Hold on. Oh, okay. There's a World Food Festival Day. It's given vegan. Hold on.
Hopefully.
He said, hopefully. You guys already had a festival. Don't be greedy. So, we're really plugging people with events this week, aren't we? So remember, there's a Saturday cinema. It's World Cinema Day tomorrow. £3 tickets. And also, tomorrow is World Food Festival. So there'll be amazing street food from around the world, 20 plus food traders, all that stuff. And it's going to be in Norbury Park, Green Lane. If you would like to write down the postcode, it's SW163LX. Yeah, looks cool. Food from all over the world. It's got all sorts in the logo. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, Yusuf.
All right, so it was transfer deadline day yesterday. It was kind of, for me anyway, very uneventful to be fair. So I'll just mention some of the most notable ones. So you had Aubameyang moving from Barcelona to Chelsea. You had Hector Bellerin moving from Arsenal to Barcelona. You also had Marcos Alonso moving from Chelsea to Barcelona. Barcelona signed quite a lot of players this season. Arsenal tried to sign Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa. We made 3 attempts to buy him. First was 20 million, rejected. 23 million, rejected. 25 million, rejected. Aston Villa were adamant he wasn't for sale, so that fell through. Who else? Let me see. Checking on my man Fabrizio Romano's page. Daniel James joined Fulham from Leeds. You had another Arsenal bit of news. Ainsley Maitland-Niles moved from Arsenal to Southampton. Patrick Kluivert's son, Justin Kluivert, moved from Valencia to Roma. Roma. That's about it, really. To be fair, it wasn't that eventful.
Yeah,
it wasn't that eventful. To be fair, my eyes were just glued on what was happening with Arsenal. To be fair, I was really hoping that we got that Douglas Luiz deal, because we've got a lot of injuries in midfield and we really needed a player, but never happened. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's it. But the biggest one probably Aubameyang. A lot of Arsenal fans are in. I'll say uproar because obviously he's going from playing for Arsenal now playing for Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
London team, rivals. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you guys ever get that midfielder?
Who?
No, but I saw you guys. You said you guys needed one.
Yeah, no. The guy. Well, a guy we've been linked with from the whole window.
Yeah.
Yuri Tielemans, who we never got. But the guy we tried to get yesterday. No, we made 3 bids, and all 3 bids were rejected.
Really? Mad.
Yeah, so it fell through. And that's it.
Is your current person good enough?
Who?
Do you have a midfielder at the moment?
No. Our midfield is good enough, but the issue is we have a lot of injuries right now. So our main midfielder, I'm not going to Thomas Partey. Yeah. Less said about that, the better. He's currently injured, and then
he's more than injured. His spirit is injured.
Yeah, and then his understudy, I guess, Mohamed Elneny is also injured as well. So we're very light in midfield.
Okay.
So the addition of Douglas Luiz would have been a great addition, but unfortunately it never happened. So we have to kind of do what it do until these players are back. Yeah.
Okay. Someone said, how can you miss out the Odem Wingy? Is that a person? It's in the comments.
Oh, then wingy.
On the wingy of 2022. Nyang? I don't know. Is this English? What language is this?
Oh, then wingy.
Brent, do you know what I'm
No,
talking
no,
about?
he's basically saying that there was another transfer.
Oh, okay.
And he's compared it to the Odemwingie of 2022.
But who's that though?
Nyang.
Niang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Niang?
I don't know which club it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the time you see this, we'll have the People's Journal. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's get into the People's Journal.
All right, people. So welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view.
Mhm.
All right. So first thing I want to talk about is basically the energy cap. Energy cap, yeah. Obviously that was put into effect by Ofgem, and it, rising basically. Like I said before, it protects households, right?
Mhm.
It does not protect companies, right? And this is why companies obviously are kind of appealing to the government for more assistance, because a lot of them won't be able to cope, right? However, it's emerged that there are some people that kind of fall through the net and are not protected by this energy cap, right? And basically, these are residents who have communal heating. So those that you may find in, obviously, certain apartment blocks and certain clusters of social housing and stuff, right? Sometimes they're managed by third-party companies or even by landlords, whatever it may be. Some of them, because it's the whole communal, heating thing, like I just said, they're not protected by that energy rising cap. So the increase, which the average household may end up paying like an extra 2,000 plus per year, because like I said, it's gone up 80%. It won't even protect them potentially.
Yeah.
So during this winter, where everyone's just going to be leaving on their heating, because obviously it's predicted that we're going to have a real cold winter, right? It's going to be, it's looking real nuts for them. So again, they're trying to band together, ask the government for assistance and see if they can get, some help there. And the only other thing really, well, actually, you know what? I will touch on the fact that obviously kids are starting to go back to school next week, I believe. Probably most parents have, bought uniforms and whatnot. But a new law is going to be coming into effect in September, which basically protects parents in England from having to pay extortionate, unnecessary school uniform fees, right? So it's basically meant to prevent families who are having to shell out a lot of money for too many branded items, right? Obviously, like I said last time, which is a bit of a downer, yeah, schools that need to find a new supplier have until September of next year.
Because they really could have put this in place in time for this trip in September. The kids are back in school now. They're not going to use uniforms until next year.
There you go.
What should happen in October next year? Not September.
But we see, hopefully, what will happen. And also, just wanted to mention OnlyFans. So it's emerged that OnlyFans have, given out their dividends and whatnot. And I want you guys to kind of guess how much the OnlyFans owner made in 18 months.
If the girls are on there making millions, it's going to make billions. In the last 18 months?
Yeah, 18 months. How much did they pay? Yeah, in dividends.
As in how much the person earn?
Yeah.
As in the owner of OnlyFans?
The owner.
50 million.
Okay.
I'll say $1 billion,
$1 billion? That's not realistic.
Do you know how much the girls are making on there?
Yeah, but still, it's like... Alright, yours is way too high.
Okay, 50 million.
That's what I said.
Oh, is that what you said? I was thinking that sounded familiar. Okay, 35 million.
Okay. Well, 10 times that. What Yusuf said. 500 million.
I'm halfway to $1 billion. How was what I said ridiculous?
No, it's a lot though. $1 billion in 18 months.
And you think 500 million is a lot?
It is crazy.
It's half a billion.
Yeah, but...
Not far off. It's halfway there.
Alright.
I stick to my billion. That was closer.
So what emerged is, right, they paid this guy 284 million in dividends in 2021.
Yeah.
And another $233 million since November.
It's mad.
Yeah, man. So what did they say? Meanwhile, OnlyFans, 2 million, basically there's 2 million content creators.
Yeah.
And they've basically in 2021 they've made $4 billion. So yeah,
I'm gonna get my feet up there.
that is crazy. Yeah,
That's mad.
Yeah, honestly, there's not much to talk about based on that. Like, the figures are just staggering to me, man. And I can't help but think this may be a business opportunity.
No, I'll be honest, yeah. Can one invest in buy shares or something? Like, that's all that, because that industry is always gonna make money.
I'm telling
People
you.
love the heck out of sex. It's always gonna make money.
Yeah. I think it's probably under a different name, but
absolutely.
There needs to be a
Do you think I'm gonna have my full name
no,
on there?
Not yours. I mean, like the new black in it. But
the old white. People would not know.
Yeah.
Nah, that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, man. People are thriving, man.
Boy, they're really thriving.
Even with this cost of living crisis,
boy,
people still need their fix in it.
They need their fix.
Yeah, because they're not cancelling this subscription.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
I suppose if life being so stressful, as stressed as it is, they need a release. That's where it's at.
Well, that's what it's telling us. You know what I'm saying?
That's mad, man.
But yeah, that's all I've got.
All right.
For the people's journey today.
We get into the. Is this what you do? No, we're not. Sorry, spoiler alert. We'll get into our interview. Brad, where's the music? DJ. Okay, guys, we are back. And I told you guys we have a lovely interview today, even though some of you don't think my face shows it. We need to talk about that because y'all keep embarrassing me when we have guests in here. I'll get into that. But we have the lovely ladies who are doing amazing work that absolutely needs to be highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
Got the ladies of 5 Times More. Yay. Can you introduce yourselves, please?
Okay, I'm Tinuka.
Lovely.
I'm Chloe.
Now you trying to be shy. Now you guys okay? You guys good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Lovely. All right, so Ima, do you want to give them the rules of how we start interviews?
Okay, cool. So just as a little warm-up, right?
Mm-hmm.
We play a game called 140. Mm-hmm. We ask you random questions. Some like preferences, right? So like, for example, Netflix or Amazon Prime type thing. But some are actual facts, right? So the people will judge you.
They're nervous already. We also have a scoreboard, by the way.
Yeah.
Not to put pressure.
Oh, no pressure then. No pressure.
So it's like general knowledge questions, right?
Yeah.
And it's over a grind beat. It's that's why it's called 140, right?
Hey, I have no rhythm.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're not rapping. You're just answering the question.
Okay.
All right, cool. So, yeah, we're just going to ask you questions and that's it. So, Brent, when you're ready.
Hold on. In terms of answering, are they just going to go back and forth answering?
Yeah, whoever
wants to
Whoever
answer?
knows.
Yeah.
That's even
If
better.
it's a preference
No
one,
pressure, Tinuka.
then whoever. Yeah.
Competitive.
3.
So, not like
You
this.
can't hear anything. Can you give them headphones, please?
Oh,
my
yes.
days. Can you imagine?
You guys don't know how to treat guests. Yes, if you put the headphones on, then you can follow the beat.
Oh. Thank you. Everything sounded like HD. Wow.
3, 2, 1.
Capitalism or socialism?
Socialism.
Which country is Fela Kuti from?
Nigeria.
What temperature does water boil at?
100.
What colour were the original Boris bags?
Red.
Name one of Uganda's neighbouring countries.
Kenya.
Nando's or Roosters?
Nando's.
Where is Negro's famous beach?
Spain.
That was the wrong question.
Where is Calais?
France.
Fish and chips or chicken chips?
Fish and chips.
No, chicken and chips.
No, chicken and chips. Sorry, wrong thing. Sorry. I think of cods.
East London or South London?
South London.
Okay, that was very south. Who was assassinated first, Malcolm or Martin? So Malcolm X or Martin Luther King?
Malcolm.
How many zeros are there in 10,110?
You. 6.
Also, why does that question always fall on me? That's like a tongue twister.
Is the answer to that right?
What, 6?
How many zeros are in 10,110?
2.
How? What's how, Sway?
Mm.
Let me write it down.
Oh, yes.
10,000.
Yes, it is.
100.
111.
0 at the end. There you go.
and 10.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
10,000.
It's 3.
Is it?
10,000.
Mine
Oh,
said
sorry, I did
6.
100,000.
Ooh.
Sorry. All right, never
At
mind.
least I answered.
Nah, you do maths. I don't do maths.
I think you guys have done the best, actually, in terms of, I guess.
I wish I could say that because we're supporting
Really?
black people here, but it's not true.
Who did the best?
I'm joking.
We had a white guess.
You know, I think it's Taser still, you know.
Do you think?
Are we
think
at
so.
least second?
No, because the only thing they got wrong was the Boris bikes. What temperature
And-
do you say water boils at?
100.
Yeah, that's right.
And Negro is in Jamaica.
Oh, what did you say?
Mhm. She said Spain.
You know what? I think you're right.
I think you guys
I
have,
think you've done the
yeah.
best.
We can't carry last
No,
now.
I mean, yes, black women in excellence. I absolutely love that. That is really good.
Well
Absolutely
done,
for
well
it.
done.
All right, so let's get into the interview part of. Yes, you can. Babe.
Sorry.
So
Oh.
it's, do you know, Brent doesn't understand. It's fine. I get it. As a black woman here, it's so nice. It's actually nice to have other black women in the room. It's been me for the longest time, and it looks like we're separated. That this is the black women's side. I love this. Oh my gosh! I hope you guys can stay for sis. What would you do? Because I actually have sisters to help me today, so I hope you guys can stay after. But you will?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely. But yeah. So can you guys tell us about your organization?
Go for it. I always do it. Go for it.
No, because you started it. Kind of. Just go for it, babes.
Okay.
Just do the honors.
Trying to be, yeah. So, also, where do I look?
Oh yeah. Where's the camera? Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not looking directly into the camera. That's weird, isn't it?
No, babe. You can talk to just
Yeah.
engage us
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Just
We
so
only
I'm
do that when we
aware.
need to tell people off.
Okay.
Yeah. You're fine, Rose.
So, 5 years ago yesterday, 'cause my son turned 5 yesterday.
Oh, congratulations!
Congrats.
Happy anniversary.
I'm a 5-year-old.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've kept him alive for 5 years. That's
Imagine
just
it.
by the grace of
I'm gonna
God.
ask that. I'm gonna get into that.
No, honestly. But yeah, I had my son 5 years ago in 2017, and it was just a really terrible experience. I'm not gonna lie. I had everything wrong with me in the pregnancy,
Oh wow.
full stop. But I had preeclampsia, which was diagnosed really late. And preeclampsia, if you don't know, is a very life-threatening condition for both mum and baby. And by the time, so I was showing symptoms halfway through my pregnancy, but they didn't actually pick it up until the end because I was seeing different midwives
Oh wow.
every single appointment. So I went to my last midwife appointment, and this woman was like, "I'm so worried about you. You need to go straight to the hospital. Don't even go and pick up your hospital bag." I was
Oh,
about
wow.
38 weeks by this point, like ready to drop.
Yeah.
And then, I was told to go to the hospital. I was induced, and I wasn't believed. Like when they said when I told them I'm in labor, they didn't believe me at all. They didn't believe me.
You're the one who's feeling it.
I know. I wasn't checked over. Nothing. I was even told by a midwife, "Oh, is this how much noise you're making in early labor?
Please.
What will you
What
do
colour was she?
later?"
What color? what race was she?
We don't really say
You can guess.
that comment. You know what race she was.
You can guess. You can guess.
Be your own people, man.
But so I just left that whole experience. I ended up having a forceps, so they had to basically like
Wow.
drag him out.
Oh,
Damn.
don't say it like that.
Okay, sorry. They had
No, but
to
I think you
use
need to take people there though, so
they
people
had
can
to use
really.
the instrument to help assist with the delivery.
Mm.
And I just felt like that's not the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
It happens. It's I don't know how common it is, but it does happen.
Mm.
But I just felt like that could have been avoided if I was just listened to in the
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah.
And I also run a like a mummy's social group.
Oh,
Like
nice.
It's pretty dope. Mums and Tea, and we were. It's basically a social platform for Black mums to connect. You
Yeah.
know, get out of the house, make a mummy friend, meet new mums, all of
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And obviously, we're all first-time mums. We're all discussing, our labor and all of that kind of stuff. And then I realized that I wasn't the only one that had a negative experience. Like pretty much all of the mums I was talking to were having like really poor, terrible experiences of giving birth. And I just thought to myself, what's going on here? Why are we all having bad births?
Yeah.
And so the statistics came out, about a year later that black women are 5 times more likely to die. And by this point, I was like, okay, I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
of what happened to me, because of what I'm hearing from other people, what I'm hearing in the community. So I was like, okay, let's join forces. So Chloe's obviously going to tell you what she does with Prosperities, but I was like, let's shout about this, because I don't feel like a lot of people know, not enough people know. Let's have an event. Let's have an event to make some noise. But that event never happened. We actually just ended up creating 5 times more.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So it was a very good accident.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like you've had more impact, I would say, with the organisation than you would have maybe that event.
Yeah,
Things happen for a
definitely.
reason.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
So Prosperities.
Oh, so
And then we're all looking at you like, oh,
she's like,
Go on.
you can talk. So I run an organisation that supports Black and South Asian parents and parents-to-be, so dads and mums, in terms of like mental health issues that they have during and after pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then I worked in maternity as well, so that's why she contacted me, because I had the contacts.
Yeah. She had the contacts. I had the loud voice.
And the mums.
And the mums. Never run a campaign before, but I was just like, let's just
do it.
Let's just rough it out and see, because we're literally the perfect duo.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's amazing. Did you guys know each other before that, or?
I begged it on social media with her, definitely.
No, do you know what? We need to take away this label of begging. No, I'm just befriending a person.
She befriended me.
Okay, she's befriended me hard.
Yeah. I'm like, please take me to your events, please.
Okay, I want to hear the story though. Can we hear the story?
No, I think I just found her on social media, and I was like, oh my God, I love what you do. Like your events and stuff. I always see your events. Can you please let me know when you're going to someone?
That's
Take
really
me
good.
along, literally.
Yeah.
And you did.
I let her know, and then she invited me to her house.
Sounds like
a link up. Then I went to her house.
Had a little play date with the kids.
No, my son wasn't there that time. I think it was just
Really?
Ezekiel. Yeah, Ezekiel.
It was just Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the first time.
Don't know where he was, but it was just Ezekiel.
And then we were supposed to do a podcast together, and she pulled out.
There's a reason why. Oh,
Tell me the reason why, because we can probably relate.
so disorganized.
Who's disorganized?
Not me.
Not you. No. I was trying to figure out the right word.
Baby, you're 5 times more, babe. Of course you're not disorganized. Come on.
There
girl.
was 5 of us.
Yeah.
And then one of the girls who said, let's start the podcast, every time we're supposed to meet up, oh, this happened, my sister did this.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And I said to her, this is long.
Yeah.
This is long. I can see where this is going to go. And I was right. They recorded, 2 shows? And
It's a lie. We did 10. We did 10.
10, but only 2 came out.
No, all 10 of them are
Is
there.
it? Oh, I listened to you. I'm sorry.
Full respect on my hustle.
I'm so
Because I
sorry.
was the only one grinding hard for that podcast.
Yeah, she was the only one doing it. And I was like,
that's why I actually pulled out.
No,
So
I was like, what's
it's
this?
long.
No.
Yeah, it's a lot. Podcasting is not easy.
Yeah.
At all.
And you at all. I'm glad you had foresight. I think that is such a blessing from God.
I saw it coming.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, love that. So what was your birth? How many kids do you have? Kids?
I got 2 boys.
2 boys. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So
8
what was
and
yours?
5. Mine was nice. And my first pregnancy was nice. I saw different midwives, but there was no problems because I had no complications. That's okay.
Okay.
And my midwife was lovely.
Oh, that's nice.
She was lovely. She was like, oh my gosh, you're doing so well. I believe in you. Because I was like, I want to give up. She's like, I believe in you. Can do this, girl. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could do this. So that was lovely.
Yeah.
Second pregnancy, it went downhill.
Really?
The midwife didn't listen to me. She didn't believe me. She left me.
Oh, wow.
And then my partner at the time was trying to speak on my behalf. And then she was like, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to her. But I'm in a lot of pain. So
you can say it's helpful that he's talking to you.
And that's what we say. Your partner should be talking for you if you're at your vulnerable time.
Yeah.
But no, she wasn't having it. So I had a forceps delivery, which is not bad. So just like to look at, it's not bad. But it could have turned out differently if I was listened to. But the forceps delivery was fine. Had epidural, didn't feel nothing. I was smiling, I was laughing when everything was happening. But my ex is now traumatized because he saw what happened. Yeah. So instead of him being behind me when they're doing the forceps, so they're doing little incision. So they kind of get scissors and cut your vagina a little bit.
Is what the forceps is?
No, that's not the forceps part. But they have to do that.
Before.
The forceps, like, do you know, like, salad mix? Looks like this. But it's long. Just put it on Google. It's
like tongs.
Okay. Like tongs. That's it.
I'm
long
scared to
tongs.
put it on Google.
I know, it looks scary, but it's fine.
You know when you toss the salad thing?
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like
okay.
Yeah.
It's like a big
So
thing
all
like
you
that.
do, they have to make a small incision so they can pull it in. But all you do is push. So that's why we said drag it out. I said, don't be scaring the people.
Okay. Yeah.
You push and they kind of assist you out. So that happened, but he saw it all happening. So instead of him being behind me, he was in front. So he saw all of that happening. He's like, so many things came out of you. He saw it all. So yeah, he became traumatized. But that was my second delivery. Apart from that,
Oh,
yeah.
I see what it is.
see what it is.
Yeah.
It looks scary. I've seen it happen. It looks
intense.
scary, but it's not bad.
It's
Not bad.
Okay.
Can I ask a question quickly? What factors contribute to difficult pregnancies, difficult deliveries?
Some of them could be your weight.
Yeah.
So being overweight.
Yeah.
So like stuff like you're slim, girl. don't worry. Stuff like diabetes,
Yeah.
high blood pressure. So high blood pressure is a cause. Is what causes preeclampsia.
Okay.
But you can be don't be overweight to be for that.
Yeah.
Stuff like smoking as well. What else causes it? Sickle cell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then mental health issues.
Okay.
Those are the only ones I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, there are.
Unless
there
you've
are
got
loads
other
of
medical
things.
conditions like heart conditions, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those are the ones that. So diabetes, you don't need to be diabetics to become diabetic during pregnancy.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's pregnancy-induced like anemia as
Okay.
well. So
Oh, yeah.
some people I became anemic when I was pregnant.
Same.
with both.
Yeah.
So there's things that can just happen because your body's doing 1,000,001 things.
Yeah.
It's producing a whole
Yeah.
human.
Mm.
So a lot of things, can go left. But if you are obviously seen and people are taking the right notes and there's all of this,
Yeah.
it should be managed properly
Okay. That makes
and
sense.
effectively.
And that's something you didn't mention.
Mm.
The reason why none of the midwives knew she had preeclampsia, no one wrote it down in their notes.
Yeah.
Really?
It wasn't,
Yeah.
It wasn't written down.
It wasn't written
So
down.
midway through the pregnancy, I was showing all the signs. I had protein in my urine, which is a indicator, and then high blood pressure
I know
in every appointment, and nobody seemed to put the two and two together until right at the end. By the end, I looked like I'd swallowed a house. I was so big, I was so swollen because I had water retention at that point. I was so big, but you just think, oh, like
this is baby weight.
yeah,
This
baby
is pregnancy,
people who
yeah.
are pregnant
You don't know.
gain weight. You
Yeah.
don't know. You literally don't know. And look back at pictures. So my son turned 5. I was looking back. Wow. Look at me.
Look how far we've
Look
come.
how far we've come. And I caught a picture of me. I was like, no, they should have
Yeah, they should've seen
they
that.
should have seen that. It was bad. It was definitely bad.
That's wild.
But it's not all bad though, because I do have a second child.
Oh,
I
nice.
have a daughter, Eden.
Hmm.
Eden.
Eden. That one.
But her birth was perfect.
Really?
Midway through the pandemic.
Oh, wow, okay.
After the first lockdown, so April 2020. Culture man back to those.
It's a dramatic
those
babe.
days.
She
It
must
was-
come at the most dramatic time
She's
in
a
the world.
dramatic babe.
Love
This
it.
is when you thought you touched the doorknob and you would die of COVID. Like it was a very, very scary time.
Yeah.
But her birth was absolutely perfect.
Oh, really?
It
Is that
was
what? Do you
birth.
think that's because you knew more this time? What's
Absolutely.
the age gap, if you don't mind me
Two,
asking?
2.5 years.
Okay, so do you think that's because you knew more this time and you?
Definitely.
Definitely
Well,
could
we've
be-
obviously
could
been
be
running
more.
5 times
Mhm.
more.
Mm.
At
Yeah,
that
yeah,
point,
yeah.
I was clued up, but I didn't need to be because my midwife was. Mwah.
Yeah, because you both mentioned in your stories that you had different midwives. So ideally, should you only have one person to watch you through this journey, or is it normal to have different ones?
So
There's a term for that.
there's a term for that called continual care. And that's
Okay.
what they're trying to do. But with continual care, you need enough midwives to do it
Mm.
as well. And some of them are on call.
Okay.
So imagine you've got a family, you can't always be on call. But I feel like if your birth is complicated, so if you have high blood pressure, etc., then you should have continual care. But if you have no issues, like I did,
Yeah.
then it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
But I mean, this is why we love 5 times more. We love what we do. We're very,
We
very
don't always
different.
agree.
We don't always agree, but
Yeah.
it just black women are not a monolith. We're not the
Yeah.
same. We don't
Mm.
all have the same opinions and things. I feel like it has to be the right midwife.
Yeah,
There's no
definitely.
point in a group of midwives or individual whatever. If
Yeah.
you don't know about the statistics, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You can't give that level of
Care.
care.
Mm.
Essentially, if you don't you can't change something you don't know.
Mm.
So yeah.
What's the most interesting statistics you've come? Okay, I want to talk about you guys' report that you did as well. But
Yeah.
what's the most interesting thing you found, and you're like, wow, I never would have thought that. Because I found out. So when sorry, trigger warning. But when Aaliyah Marie, do you know Aaliyah Marie B? when she lost her baby, when she had the first miscarriage, and she was talking about how like she gave, I can't remember the stats now, but she said how common it is.
Yeah.
I was shocked by that. I'm still so shocked by that. I mean, years later, and I'm like, wow, I didn't think miscarriages were that.
40%.
Yeah, that's wild.
As in 40% of women have miscarriages.
Black women.
Black
Black
women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, miscarriages are common anyway. I think it's like 1 in 4.
Yeah.
But black women have a 40% higher risk.
Okay. Why is that then? Because obviously, like my understanding is very limited.
we done that.
And then like, okay.
Yeah.
But the reason why is because from my perspective, miscarriages, I'm assuming, obviously you guys correct me, right?
They will.
Happen maybe in the first trimester?
Yeah.
Cool. So a lot of that is not, again, correct me if I'm wrong, necessarily hospital care. Is that not just natural and maybe, yeah. So why do you think that is that black women are more like 40%?
That's
Yeah,
a
but
lot.
there's late miscarriages as well. So miscarriages can go up to 22 weeks. 23 will be a late
weeks and
miscarriage.
6 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Because when you become 24 weeks, that's when a pregnancy is viable.
Okay.
So explain viable.
So like that,
Baby
if
can live.
you're born in if your baby is born or you're going to labour at 24 weeks, then
They can save the baby.
They will,
Okay.
they will save. They'll make every effort to save the baby. If you do it the day before at 23 at 6, they won't.
But they can save at 22 weeks as well, my friend. But some, they
Yeah,
won't risk
cases.
it, but it can be
Yeah.
safe. But they say 23 weeks and 6 days. It's not, forget it.
Wow.
You might as well lie and say it's 24 weeks.
Yeah, you might as
But
well.
then can you lie though? Because then when they have
They'll see it in your
I mean,
notes.
that's fair. They're
If
missing
they
things
read
out
the
of
notes.
notes. That's mean they're missing things in notes. But
Yeah.
Take your word for it.
It's hard.
And I was going to ask you, you know how you had different experiences with your first and second children,
Yeah.
right? Is this happening at the same hospital?
Same
Yeah.
hospital. It's all about the midwives.
Okay.
We always say it's all about the midwives.
Because, like, a lot of my guys, yeah, obviously it's not them having babies, right? But
Clearly.
No, please.
Oh, sorry.
Men
Yeah,
can
yeah,
give
yeah.
birth.
Birthing people as well. Yeah, men give birth.
Men
Go
give
on.
Oh
birth.
yes.
Men do give birth.
Yeah.
yes.
So
Yeah, not say
let's be-
clearly.
let's be
I take that
PC.
one back.
All right.
You know,
I ain't getting
you
involved.
still gave the office look. You know, the office look in the camera.
No problems.
I see growth.
Honestly, it's a progressive room.
For real. Hey, we're
Okay,
trying. We're
love it.
trying. All right. So, well, it wasn't them, right? It was the women, right? Yeah, cool. Anyway, so I've heard, that Croydon Hospital, or the hospital in Croydon, all right. then.
Okay.
All right. Is basically terrible. And is a place to avoid. How true is this?
Well, I haven't given birth at Croydon, so I'm not too sure.
Cool.
But I think if my first pregnancy was like my second pregnancy, I probably would have said the same thing about the hospital I gave birth in.
Okay.
Mhm.
A lot of people do that. A lot of people say stay away. And I gave birth at the same hospital, and so did Tinuke after her bad experience. And I've heard people say stuff about my hospital. So I think it all depends.
What's the exact role of a midwife?
There's not one exact role because midwives specialize in different stuff as well.
Okay,
So
okay.
there might be like a breastfeeding midwife, a mental health midwife,
Okay.
community midwife. It's their role is very
Yeah.
It varies.
Yeah, it varies.
They
There's
see you
this.
at all different stages of your
Yeah.
pregnancy. as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys conducted the research. I'll call it research.
Yes.
And you published the Black Maternity Experience Report.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you tell us what that's about, please?
Can we big up? Can you do it better than me? Can you big up a little bit, please?
Okay.
Please.
It's killing me how Chloe's like, I'm not saying anything, but if you're going to talk, you better do it right.
she does it in a way. I don't do it properly. I say it, it's like, okay, but the way she lands
She
it.
adds little
Yeah,
pizzazz
okay.
to love it. Okay.
So-
Take us there.
Let me take you on a little journey.
Mm,
Right?
okay.
What debate?
The debate.
Debate,
We
please.
have to start with the debate.
Mm.
So, from the many things that we have done, our petition went viral in 2020, which we had 187,000 signatures on,
Sick.
which led to it being debated in Parliament for the first time
Mm.
Ever.
in its
Okay.
history. That
Well done.
never before has Black mental
Impressive.
health been discussed. Bearing in mind, this has been going on for decades.
Boy,
by the
yeah.
way. So, when that debate happened,
That's amazing. Congratulations. on that.
Thank
so-
you.
Yeah.
If I said big up.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, yeah.
that's
That's a
actually
respectable
very-
name, okay?
That's amazing.
So to give context to the report,
Yeah.
we knew that something like this had never been done before.
Yeah.
And the day of that report, the day of the debate,
Yeah.
the Minister for Patient Safety,
Nadine
Dorries, she was saying that they had a women's experiences survey, and she regretted to say that they were lacking in Black women's responses. So we were like, we are tired. It's not every day.
We're not hard to
Ignore
find.
us.
We are not hard to find.
We're there.
Yeah. Have you been to Peckham and Lewisham?
God,
we're not
we're in Chelsea now and everything.
We're literally everywhere. We're not hard to find, but you know, people, very senior people always say, oh, you can't find Black women. They don't take part in research, all of this kind of stuff. And for us, what gets measured gets done. Your data is so important. So we just thought it was a good idea, a brilliant idea, to create a landmark study on Black women's experiences. These Black women you can't seem to find, we know where they are.
Yeah.
We are them. So we got together with a bunch of experts, all Black, female experts, Black researchers, Black midwives, Black doctors, Black community organizations, created the survey, disseminated it out, and within 24 hours, we got 500 responses.
Stop it.
And I'm like, oh, these are the Black women you can't find.
And that's 24 hours? That's amazing.
And we had like
24
92
hours.
questions.
Yeah, it was a big ass survey. Like,
And you had
wanted to
500
know.
responses.
Yes. We wanted to know the deep.
Wanted to know everything.
We wanted to know everything. And so, yeah, by the end of that, we had 1,340 people fill out that response. So to date, it's the biggest survey on Black women's experiences.
That's amazing.
In the
That's
UK.
No, congratulations, ladies. That's amazing.
Thank you. But you just think, hold on, wait. Like I mentioned, it's been going on for decades. So why has this not been done before?
They don't care.
Which is what I say.
Cut long story short,
you
they don't
gotta
care.
do for self. You can't rely on other people to
That's
do it
true.
for us. I've been saying it.
Literally, and you can't keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because you're doing the same thing and you've been getting, you
Exactly.
know, the same
Yeah.
response. Even worse. It's gotten worse.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? It's gone from over the years. It's kind of that trajectory's gone up. So yeah, we decided to create that survey, which obviously led to the report. We had again Black researchers working on it with ourselves, and
For free, by the way.
Yeah, for free.
Oh wow.
Unpaid.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. Oh,
Unpaid.
yes, that's a huge thing to mention.
Yes, definitely.
We didn't get a penny to do this, and other charities, organizations, whatever you want to call it, that are white-led have been given money
To do what we have done.
to do what we have done,
I've got nowhere near.
and got what?
I don't want to say number.
Let's not say numbers.
Because
Anyway,
who it is. Under 100.
I mean, I think TDA is a place to say these things, address
Is
these
it
things.
under 100, under 50? Let's say under 50.
50K?
no,
Under-
under 100.
Under 100.
Under
of Black women.
100. And they got
They got money.
money.
It's mad.
Money.
And they couldn't
to
get
do
more than
this.
100 Black women.
So,
yeah, because everyone gave up their time.
And in 24 hours, you guys got
500.
Yeah, 5 times more of that.
Literally, with no money.
That's mad.
Imagine if we
Exactly.
got funding,
If we got
got
money,
money,
yeah.
and, you know, people actually poured into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we still did it because
amazing.
it was important.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, they did everyone that worked on it gave us their time
for free.
That's
And most of them were
amazing.
mums. All of them were mums.
Yeah. So all our meetings were like in the evening, like working on this for a good part of a year.
Really?
Where we couldn't
Wow.
sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
It was
Yeah,
a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. But we're
was
just
worth
so
it.
proud of it because
Yeah.
you know, some of the key like statistics and figures and stuff.
Yeah.
So what they like to say is that the a common stereotype is that, oh well, these poor outcomes are because you're Black and you're poor and you're from lower socioeconomic state backgrounds and stuff. And we're just like, okay, well, if Serena Williams, one of the richest Black women in the world, can report that she wasn't listened to, how much less everybody else? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what our report actually found was, despite over 50% of Black women that responded, they earned more
Over
than
the average.
Yeah, more than a national average in terms of salary, were degree level educated and above. They were still experiencing poor outcomes. So we're like, okay, account for that then.
That's amazing because that was going to be one of my questions to you guys. Is there a class discrimination when it comes to Black women's maternal health? What, you just answered that.
Nope.
No.
No.
Our
What
survey says no.
Yeah, well.
What did you guys really want to highlight with your survey or with your reports? Actually, I'll say.
Black women do take part in research.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. because, as I said, it's the data. You always go by the data. What gets measured gets done. If you don't know what the statistics, we know that Black women are not complaining. So if they're not making enough complaints, you can't change.
Yeah.
If something is happening and someone complains about something enough times in a hospital, they will change that.
Yeah.
But we're not complaining. Guess why? Because we're having bad experiences, but don't feel like we're listened to. It's a whole thing behind it. But if you don't have that data, you literally cannot change it. You don't know. So for us, it was yes, Black women do take part in research.
That was the main one, isn't it? That was the main one because that's the excuse for everything.
Literally,
we don't have data.
We can't find them.
We can't put a target because no. Okay.
Have you guys been able to provide this report to like different hospitals and stuff like that? Everything.
We had a massive launch event.
Sick, but do you think it's helping?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So it's not just about the data; it's about our recommendations.
Yeah. We've got
So
recommendations
we have
on there.
6 recommendations, which you're going to talk about because I've been talking about for a long time.
She's only giving it to me because you probably can't remember them. That's why. So we have 6 recommendations that we're hoping that NHS, the government will change.
Take on board, yeah.
So one of them is ethnic coding.
Okay.
The way ethnic coding is done, it's not done correctly. So some hospitals, it'll be like Black British, African, Black British Caribbean. I think it'll say like Black Asian and Black mix or something like that.
Okay,
it's not done properly, but other hospitals it will be done differently as well.
Okay.
So we want it to have the same coding all round.
Okay.
And then we feel like midwives should ask, don't just look at someone and assume where they're from. Ask.
Yeah.
Because there's Black mix as well. You might not tell. Another one was the complaint system. It should be done differently. So at the moment, from what I can remember, I don't know if it's changed now, it was you complain to the hospital and then you go to PALS.
Yeah.
And then they will go to HSIB, which stands for Health
Safety Investigation Branch.
That's what I like her, you know. Love it. I like her, you know. I'm just like, what is it? But so you complain to the hospital and then they will bring it to HSIB.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to tell on themselves.
So so who's gonna really tell on themselves?
Yeah. So okay.
And it's the only department, by the way. You can't, like, as in we
Can't
can't
say anything else. You can do it yourself.
maternity wise, you can't
Do it yourself.
complain directly to HSIB. The hospitals have to tell on themselves.
Well, they don't have to do
Every
that.
other department, you can
do it.
You can do it yourself.
Unless, and the thing about HSIB, their criteria is so hard. So you have to be like near death.
Really?
Yeah, because I tried to do it for someone and they were like, no, it's not big enough.
It's not big enough.
Yeah, it wasn't enough.
Doesn't meet the threshold.
She had retained placenta, so she could have died
Wow.
and all sorts. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
It's not near death enough.
It's not.
That's so scary.
Yeah. So that's the second one. The third one is work with Black organisations. So a lot of the times they will come up with something and then come to us last minute and say, do you think this is good enough? But we want to be part of the process from the get-go.
Yeah.
From the get-go, let us know. And then we have, okay, please.
Jeez, I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, those are the main 3. So
I love the realness. I absolutely love it.
Go and look and check on the website. I don't know.
Yeah, you can download it for free on our website.
Yeah.
So like during your report, did you get to like interview a lot of like women and like their maternity stories? So what would you say was the most maybe common theme across maternity stories or most concern?
Not being listened to.
Not being listened to.
And we always say this, not being listened to. And I always say, I don't think it's that they were not listened to. I feel like the women didn't feel like they were being heard.
Okay, yeah. So you're listening, but you're not.
Yeah. So there was one woman that was telling me, this is something as silly as she wanted a pillow. And working maternity, I know how it is. Sometimes you can't get a pillow.
Yeah.
But instead of the midwife tell her, there's no pillows, you can't get a pillow. She ignored her and walked off. I'm just like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's simple stuff like that. And I'm just like, why would you do that? So women feel like they're not being listened to when they actually are being listened to. They're just not, things are not being explained to them properly as well.
Yeah.
So pain relief came up a lot. A lot of women were saying they weren't getting the pain relief they wanted, etc. But there's procedures. But if the midwife explains to the woman the procedure, she's not going to be like, oh, she's not listening to me. She's not giving me my pain relief.
Yeah.
I wanted pain relief during my pregnancy. But I was 8 centimeters, which there's no point getting it. And the midwife was like, do you know what? Try and push. If you feel like you need it, then I'll give it to you. But try. And because she said that to me, obviously I actually didn't need it. I proper didn't need it, but I thought I did. Because she said that to me, I was fine. I'm not gonna
Okay.
now say, oh, she didn't listen to me. She didn't give my.
Yeah.
I wanted the epidural. I didn't need the epidural.
Yeah.
So they want to be heard. I think it's being heard and for things to be explained to them.
Yeah.
It's communication.
It is communication.
It really is. It's how you communicate with somebody, especially in that vulnerable state.
Mm.
It's how you communicate that will make the biggest difference. Like, for instance, when I was doing my research before I'd even reached out to Chloe and stuff, I was talking to like women in my circle, like my mom, my aunties, and stuff like that. And my mom was close to 60, and she was brought to tears when she was recounting her experience of giving birth to like us.
Oh wow.
In this country. So it's that thing of, you know, what's that quote? I don't remember. Don't quote me here. But it's you always people always remember how you make them feel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily what you say, but how you make them feel is literally that communication piece. Like, oh, you know, I can't give you this, but here's another option.
Yeah.
Not no. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think that, because I think I've learned a lot about pregnancy in the last year. Some of the things, I'll be honest, is good, but I wish I didn't see it. It's kind of put a babe off. But do you think that there's a lot of like education about pregnancy? Because I've seen stuff like you can lose your teeth, and I saw this woman. Oh my gosh, I saw this woman on TikTok. Oh my gosh, it's making me itch. Sorry, but I saw this woman on TikTok here, and like she had like, what is it when you're breastfeeding? So the things had like moved to her armpit, and she's like breastfeed. That she could breast.
What?
Is it lymph? Yeah. I think that's it.
It moved to her lymph.
Yes. It
There's
moved
a name
over there.
for
So
it.
she had like lumps under her armpit, and it was
when
and
you
she
don't
was
breastfeed.
squeezing milk out of
That's
it.
it, mastitis.
Yeah, and she was squeezing milk out of it.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm in pain. I was like, oh my gosh. So there's a lot of stuff that I've seen. I think I tend to see things on social media, which I'm kind of, I think it's a good thing, but I think also it kind of creates like fear mongering.
Yeah.
That's how I'm talking. Do you get what I mean? So do you think that there's a lot of education for Black women on what pregnancy really goes, like what pregnancy entails, basically?
That's why we started.
Yeah, that's why we started.
That whole fear mongering thing. So I was pregnant with my second when I reached out to her. I was like, yes, let's do this.
Yeah.
I was so tired of hearing 5 times more. 5 times more. But I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's
pregnant.
so disheartening.
It's so disheartening. It's so scary. I don't want to hear 5 times more. What are you going to do about
What's
it?
the solution?
What's the solution? Like you're all here just saying all these negative things. So when we launched with our 5 times more selfie, and basically we were highlighting, yes, you're 5 times more, but here are 5 steps. Here are 5 things, 5 practical things you can do to try and make yourself feel a bit more safe and to be able to advocate for yourself. Because we just felt like it's enough.
It's a lot.
It's really a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's too much.
And people only share the negative as well. You don't
That's the
really
thing.
share. So we like to share positive stories.
Yeah.
A
As
lot
well.
of positive stories.
Yeah.
I always talk about my positive story. I don't really mention my second pregnancy. Like, there's no point. Obviously, it's good to know both, but
There
we
is
try to do
more.
positive.
There's definitely more negative out there because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am crippled to my bone to give birth. I can't lie to you. The thought of it is just like, oh my gosh. And I'm dramatic by nature.
It's good, but it's bad.
So
Yeah.
Because I feel like, especially with TikTok, I'm a TikTok.
Oh.
Please,
Oh, gosh,
that
that
thing
one.
is addictive.
I don't
It's-
bother TikTok.
no, don't. Because
Don't-
you just
don't
get
do
sucked
it, don't do
in.
it,
You watch
don't
one
do it.
video, next thing you're thinking, where's the time going?
And then when your algorithm is algorithming,
Yeah. They just know what's going to keep you there.
honestly.
They're working.
But on TikTok and things like that, I'm seeing a lot of things on my timeline of like women just, again, you said about losing teeth and all this. I didn't know. I didn't know.
That's why you have free dental care.
I know,
When you're
but I
I
didn't
didn't
know.
think it was for that. She was being nice. I just thought they were being nice. I didn't think it's because I could actually lose my teeth.
It's an education that you can't necessarily get from just talking to your midwife because you might not have enough time in the appointments to give you the.
They're not listening to them. They're not going to tell you.
They're not going to tell you that. So it's good to kind of go in with a little bit of knowledge, but yeah, I get it. When it's overloading, it's hard.
It really is a lot.
Quick question, right? Why does it seem like there's a bad culture of service within the is it midwifery? What's
Yeah,
the
midwifery.
industry?
They're
Like what?
overwhelmed.
They're
Okay.
NHS right now is
overworked.
strained.
Okay.
All maternity services are struggling.
Has this always, obviously they're struggling now, but
Mm.
do you think that the bad service is isolated to just this period, or has it always been the case?
I think it's since they took off free. Remember before when you applied to be a midwife or nurse, they used to pay for you. What was it? Was it free
It was like, I
to
feel like a
or
bursary
something?
or something.
Or bursary, you used to get
Yeah.
money.
Okay.
This was like 10 years ago?
Oh, what to do midwifery?
Yeah, and
yes,
nursing.
yes,
and then
yeah.
after that, I think that's when it went downhill.
Yeah. And then midwives are literally leaving in their droves. I think the statistic is for every 30 that train, 29 are leaving.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It came out last
Okay.
year during COVID, didn't it?
Crap.
Yeah. It's
That's-
hard.
That's why. Okay.
It's hard.
And sometimes it's management and leadership because working in maternity, sometimes you get a good midwife who's in charge and everything runs smoothly. But when you got that midwife that no one likes who's in charge, so you call her sister, a midwife in charge, so you call her sister or matron, goes downhill. Everyone's not in the mood, no one wants to do anything. But sometimes it's leadership as well.
It affects the morale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, obviously, like you guys mentioned, it's 5 times more likely. At the moment, it's 4 times, right?
4, yeah.
Oh, you've done your research.
That's
I like that. But can I interject?
Yeah.
So it has gone down to 4, but it's not statistically significant.
Okay.
So that's why we're always going to be 5 times and
Yeah.
0
Yeah.
because it shouldn't be. Because
Facts.
if 5 times more is mad, 4 times more, guess what?
It's
It's
still
gone
mad.
down.
Yeah.
It's still mad.
Yeah.
It's still 4 times more.
It's just madder at 5.
That
Yeah.
overrepresentation of black women. Let me paint a picture. You can tell I'm Nigerian. So
Listen, I'm loving it.
so animated.
I'm actually loving it.
Black women only
4%.
account for 4%
Or birth.
There you go.
of births. But yeah, 4 to 5 times more likely. How? Make it make sense. And that's what we can. So again, sorry, we should have said this in the beginning. Our disclaimer. It's still, the UK is still a very safe place to give birth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Maternal mortality is actually very, very, very low in the whole world.
Yeah.
We have one of the lowest.
Yeah.
But it's a disparity in who is dying. And
Yeah.
that's what we campaigning
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Mm.
Facts.
But yeah, sorry, your question.
I was just gonna say, what would you say to people that say, okay, you know what? It's not necessarily a race thing. It could be down to. All right. Earlier you mentioned certain underlying conditions
Yeah.
that make it more likely. Diabetes, blood pressure. A lot of these things prevalent amongst the black people. So, what would you say to those who say it's not necessarily how you're being treated, but kind of how you come into the hospital? You see what I'm saying?
There's a lot of things because the system itself. So diabetes is all about things that you eat.
Yes.
Now, I don't eat what? I'm trying to
You
say
don't
this.
eat kill.
Yes, okay. Thank you. I'm trying to think. How do I say this?
Call it space
Without
space,
saying-
girl.
Without saying
you don't
it.
eat kill.
So when you're giving me a leaflet of what to eat and what not to eat, I'm looking at it like, I don't know all of this. I don't eat all of this. So the system doesn't work for us as well.
Okay.
So
Cynical
I
to say.
have quite a few things to say here. So you mentioned all those things.
Yeah.
Preeclampsia,
Preventable.
preventable.
Mm.
All of these things preventable. Also, black women are not dying from anything more than what white women are dying for. You know, ask for the statistic that what shocked you the most. For me, that's what's shocking. When you delve down into the statistics, they're not dying from, they're dying more from preeclampsia. They're dying more from, they're literally dying from the same things. Exactly the same things that white women are dying from, just at a higher rate. So what's going on there? It begs the question of literally what is going on.
And would you say, because obviously, like when we hear these stats, there'll be a tendency for a huge amount of our community to say straight racism, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Could it be ignorance, or do you feel like it's intentional? When I say intentional, in terms of a lack of care, like literally don't care about you black women, or do you feel like it's ignorance of how of the interaction with black women? If that makes sense.
I was gonna say I don't think it's lack of care. I don't think any midwife will go into the job thinking lack of care.
Cool.
I think the education as well. What would midwife have been educated on as well? I think that's the problem. And then I didn't want to bring this up, but then you got the auntie syndrome when you go to hospital, and then it's a black older midwife looking after you. It's that kind of tough love as well. That plays a part to it. So there's so many different
I think that's
factors.
very harmful.
It is.
When I
It
hear
is.
stories, I think that's very, very harmful.
You hear it a lot as well. There's certain things that they're saying, like what she said before, you know.
Yeah,
her
you know.
rate.
Yeah, you only say that to me because of
Yeah.
you
But
are-
another
You
woman that
literally
came in, or a white woman will come in, you wouldn't say that.
You literally won't be
You
saying
treat
that to
them
Becky
very
next
different.
because you know
Yeah.
Becky next door's going to complain that you're going to lose your job.
Okay.
Whereas we wouldn't. I see you as auntie. You could be my auntie from church. You could be my mum's sister. You could. There's that level of kind of respect.
Yeah.
Literally, it was for me anyway.
Yeah.
It's that level of respect. You
Yeah.
just don't want to.
I've literally seen it.
Out.
Yeah.
seen it happen. Someone come in and they're like, "Oh, she works here. Make sure you treat her right." Because obviously, when you come in, you can see your book, see if you're married, your career. Because some people, especially like lawyers, doctors.
Why is that necessary?
I don't actually know.
It's not.
Why
Because that's
why
just
is
another
that?
form of discrimination. Because why is it that the person, so
It
if
says
someone's got a
occupation,
good job and whatever, you would treat them
Oh, that happens
a
all the
certain
time,
way.
though.
But then if you, sorry, we're all here to give birth to child, aren't we?
Do
Yeah.
you think it's that though, or do you think it's just collecting stats and data
I think it doesn't need to be in the book. I think you can collect it in like the
elsewhere?
computer somewhere, but
I
I
don't know
think
where it goes.
it should be in your book.
Why would you collect that as data? I'm not sure where it goes.
Just so
Maybe research.
Yeah, research. Just like
But-
how you mentioned before, it's not necessarily a class thing; it's a race thing.
Yeah.
You only know because you know what I'm saying.
But then is this in your book as in like, so if a midwife comes, she can open this file and see that?
The first page with your name and your age is
Yeah,
there.
that's not necessary. I don't think that's necessary. Because I think they can have it for research or whatever, just because there's constantly research in this place is cool. But you can have that as in like a file elsewhere. I don't think people should be able to see that, oh, this is someone that might, may have money, blah, blah, or this is someone who's got this respect, or this is another doctor, let me treat her properly because, she might report me. It's not, I don't think that's right.
But saying that, not everyone reads it as well.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people that. So when we did our launch, one woman came on. She was a doctor. She didn't want to tell people she was a doctor, and then it got to a point where she was like,
Because
"No,
she
I
shouldn't
had.
have to.
You shouldn't have to.
Why should she?
Yeah, exactly. You
I'm
should
a
all be
doctor.
getting good
Should be
treatment.
getting good treatment.
Yeah.
So it's when she said it, said that everything changed.
And look at that.
Everything completely changed.
That's
Question.
wild.
Got another question, right? Are midwives 100% compulsory for the pregnancy process, or are there alternatives? Growing up, for some reason, I associated midwives with home births for some reason, and then just nurses with if you're going to the
that's
hospital.
true, actually, yeah.
So, like, is having a midwife an essential part of the pregnancy process? Is it something you have to have?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we keep saying midwife. We have to understand there's doctors as well.
Okay.
Doctors play a part.
Okay.
GPs, health visitors, they play a part.
Yeah.
Sonographers.
Yeah.
Someone lost their baby because of a sonographer. And some sonographers are midwives as well.
What's a
So
sonographer?
that- Oh, this
Scans.
Scans.
belly
Okay.
scan.
Okay.
Yeah. He thought she was a Muslim and he assumed she was a black woman. She just tied up her hair. Do you know sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a head wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad head.
And she felt like something was wrong. She wanted to get a scan, but he thought she wanted to know the sex of the baby because if she knows the sex of the baby, she'll have abortion. But I was like, Muslim people don't do that. I thought it was.
So what's your story here? Because you thought she was. Do you get me? I'm saying
Yeah.
that this doctor, you thought she was Muslim, so you weren't gonna do this, but then you also thought she was Muslim, and you thought she was gonna come in for an abortion. So
Yeah. So if he scans her and says gender of the baby
yeah,
and it's a girl, she's gonna have an abortion because they want boys.
yeah,
Apparently that's what Muslims want,
Terrible stereotype.
which is not the right
Never said-
stereotype.
Yeah,
Didn't give it a scan. Baby passed away. I don't think she can even have kids anymore. I'm not too sure.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. And this happened
sue
many
for
years
that?
ago. You
because it's
can.
negligence, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can.
But
So
sometimes when you don't know your rights, you don't know, can I sue?
That's the thing.
Yeah,
And getting a lawyer and all
this
that
is
stuff
why
as
we
well.
exist.
And trying to
because we
prove to
Yeah.
say that he didn't give me the scan because of gender issues. How do you prove that?
How'd you prove that?
Especially if you're young. She was like 23.
Oh no.
Yeah. For like additional support
Beautiful.
and stuff, right? How do you encourage your partners to kind of like do their due diligence and learn one side of, I don't know, aid or midwifery to kind of help you? Did you get that from your partners? And no? Okay.
So we actually got steps called the partner steps on our website. So
Okay.
if your girlfriend, wife, baby
Yeah.
mum, whatever, is pregnant,
Yeah.
we've got steps for you
Okay.
on what to do.
Yeah.
My first mum was in the room, everyone else was outside.
Mm.
My second partner was my ex was hopeless.
Okay.
I was supporting him
Okay.
because
And
he
you don't
thought it would be
give
the
up?
same as the first one, all smooth, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like TV. So they pressed the button, the red button. So everyone rushes in, literally. Everyone rushed in.
As in the
And-
medical team.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But- Doctors, midwife, everybody's coming in.
Is that like an emergency?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he was looking at me and saying, "What's going on?" And I was looking at him like, "Don't worry, it's okay."
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I was worried, but we can't both be worried. One of us has to be
is-
brave.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, it's okay." And then they're like, "Can you put the scrubs on?" So he had to put scrubs on.
Yeah.
They're like, "She's gonna go to surgery," and then they're telling me stuff. They're like, "Can you sign this? Can you do this?" I'm like, there was too much happening, so I was just doing whatever. Could they put an epidural,
What-
catheter?
What are you signing?
everything. When you get epidural, you
Yeah.
have to sign stuff.
Also, like, is it like about like being paralyzed and stuff? Like the side effects of it, is that what you're signing?
Even still now, I don't know what I signed.
Wow.
Because why
I
are you
was
telling me?
signing.
And why are you telling me in this state to sign?
And this is why I say your partner has to be your eyes and your ears.
Yeah.
Or not even partner, your friend, whoever you bring in has
Whoever's
to be
with.
eyes and ears. And that's what we say in our recommendation for partners. So we've got 5 steps. Because if I asked him now, he wouldn't know nothing.
Because sorry, the signing. I'm really stuck on the signing thing.
But I think also
I'm in a-
sorry, go on.
So I'm in a pressing situation,
Uh.
and you got me signing.
Mhm.
Shouldn't that be something that's done like beforehand?
They
And then-
can't do it beforehand because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I think I'm saying more like explaining what could possibly happen. Like just from being a doctor, you know how this could likely go, right? So these are the good things that can happen. It could be a safe delivery, blah blah. But also these could be complications that we face. In the event that we do face complications, would you like us to do this? I think that I would rather sign something than in that calmer state.
Yeah.
Where, okay, if this goes left, yes, and then hopefully whoever's with me, my birthing partner, whatever, will be there as well to co-sign. Yes, she did sign that. And, you know, we've discussed this before. I
Yeah.
just think more information in that regard than having someone sign, because I don't know why I signed. Say something then happens, and God forbid it's their fault. And I say, for example, I lose the baby. They'll be like, well, you signed something.
Yeah.
But was I in a good mind state to have signed that?
But it's a bit of a grey area because how you feel beforehand to how you
Yeah.
feel during pregnancy.
Yeah.
So like stuff like C-section, you're allowed to have a C-section. So I can request a C-section before I go into labour. That's my right. So we tell women, we teach women about the maternity rights. But during labour, if now I say, oh, I want a C-section, they're not going to give it to me that quick because they're just assuming I'm saying it because I'm in pain.
Okay, yeah, that makes
So
sense.
there's a few grey areas.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The reason I laugh like that is because my husband, first time, second time was a bit better. I think he'd learned. But my husband first time was,
Okay.
baby, I love you, but it was bad.
It was bad, yeah.
I'm so lucky that I gave birth in a time where you can have 2 birthing partners.
Okay.
So I had one of my sisters basically there with me, but we were all trying to, please, she's in pain. Da, 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 da. My husband is doing a thing of, if the health professional saying, yo, this is what it is,
yeah, I don't
then
really
that's
hear
what it
that.
is.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you should be on my side.
Yeah, like
Do you know what I mean? Like, no, you literally should be on my. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. He didn't have a clue. He came to the antenatal classes. I don't know if his mind was somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just was.
antenatal
Yeah, he
classes?
came.
Oh, mine
He
didn't
was
go.
there.
No, he should have been better.
He was there.
I feel like he probably went for support, and then he said, I hope you're paying attention to the care because I'm not.
He came for moral support and
Literally, moral support. I'm here, and I.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
No kind of advocacy, no kind of look, my missus is in pain, can you help?
Yeah.
It was nothing. It was just that, well, yeah, if you're in early labor, suck it up.
Yeah, I think if it's suck it up.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember,
Damn.
sorry, TMI, but obviously we're talking about birth labor.
No,
and
there's
stuff.
a TMI, girl. This is open conversation.
I don't mind. Listen to what it is. I was in the toilet. I remember I was literally bent over. I was vomiting, and something was coming out of the back as well. And
Yeah.
I was contracting at the same time. All 3.
Oh my gosh.
friend was there. She was rubbing my back. Oh, Tinuka, you'll be okay. Blah blah blah. My husband, I remember. I will never forget. He opened the door. He looked at me. He just.
He said, "What's his name?"
I'm gonna leave y'all to that.
Step back.
I'll just give you the privacy you need.
You'll never forget his face. He was just like, let me go. Let me just go.
Too much
And I said,
happening.
wow. What would I do if Sarah wasn't here? Like,
Do you know what? I'll be honest, yeah.
Your job.
I need to defend them,
No, you don't.
Okay,
You don't
go
need
on.
to do that. You don't need to. Because you know what it is? I'll be honest,
It's
yeah.
your child. I'm pushing out. I
Because you know
didn't get here by myself.
I don't think, yeah, I also think black men need education on, because sometimes I hear men talk about pregnancy like it's just a trip to the dentist. And I'm like, you don't understand like what the body goes through. Like, it's a whole process, like before, during, after, because my periods are very dramatic. Like, honestly, if God gave, you see how Esau sold his birthright? If I could sell my period, I would sell for £2 because I'm too done with that shit. I'm over it. I go through too much. So I can, and if I'm in that, just that, I can only, like, in my mind, I'm like, gosh, like, pregnancy was like 100 times worse. And I don't think a lot of men understand what it really, like, what this really is about. It's not a suck it up. It's not a, oh, you're just making excuses, you just want to eat, or you're saying you're home. That is, it's deep.
That's not it.
Here we go. You don't have to do this, by the way, but we have guests today, don't?
What I'm doing is just ask a question.
Okay.
Right, cool. I don't think a man's heard a woman ever say her period has been easy. Ever in history, right?
So they're desensitized. Is this where you're going down?
No, I'm just saying
Look at your
that.
face.
Please, because I'm ready to fight you.
I'm glad that y'all are here today.
She's like, what?
No,
Say
I'm just glad three of us here today.
All I'm basically trying to say is that a man may just feel like this is what happens to all of you,
Right.
and it's normal. So when he sees you, for example, in the in the ward or whatever, he's just thinking perhaps this is just part of the process, and you're obviously complaining about certain things. Maybe it's your first child. You don't really know how it goes, so listen to the professional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of
As opposed to he's not trying to support. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay. Well, white
How do you
gown
feel about
syndrome
that?
is a thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, especially in
that?
our community, white gown syndrome. So the health
Doctors.
professional knows best.
Doctor.
The doctor
Yeah.
knows best.
Yeah.
Listen to the doctor, but it's my body, like I said, I'm the one that's feeling the pain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So regardless of whatever the doctor thinks, you literally should always be on my side.
Cool.
Yeah.
Literally.
Mhm.
Because
Like, you're my man, ain't you?
like it's your baby too. Do you know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
just me, it's your baby. Do you know what I mean? Like
I don't even need to explain that. It should be on my flipping side.
during my experience, the baby's heart rate was dropping. Everything was like, do you know what I mean? Like it's actually not
Yeah.
just me. Like
Yeah.
it's the baby. So if you see it as this is not just one life, this is two now. Then please just take it more seriously.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever they request a second one. That's one of our steps.
Yeah.
You don't like what my missus don't like what you're saying? Okay, you know what? Can we get another opinion?
Yeah.
Because I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
You could be saying those kind
I was
of
gonna
things.
say, but don't forget as well, they hear other stories as well.
Yeah.
And so my friend, she went through a really bad pregnancy where she was, her morning sickness was really, really bad. And her partner was like, oh, you're exaggerating. This one was pregnant. She was fine. That one's pregnant. My mum was being pregnant. So sometimes you see people around you, but you're not in the house with them to see how they're acting.
That would I'm really pissed off.
Yeah, is when she was admitted to hospital that he was like, oh, this one is serious.
I don't want to hear it. Give me a Chanel purse to really apologize. Because when I was telling you, I do think is that I think men think that it's what women's bodies. This is what your bodies is for.
Yeah.
But because I think of pregnancy as like, yes, it's natural and whatever, God ordained everything, but I think it's trauma on the body.
Yes.
That's what I think. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
But I don't think a lot of men understand that. So they're like, in their minds, they're like, well, a lot of women go through it, and it's normal. This is what happens. This is how it goes.
Yeah.
So deal with it, kind of thing.
But we
I
make
think-
it look easy though.
I think
make
the women don't
we-
complain about
we,
stuff
we
enough.
make it look easy.
We
When
just
you're
get
walking
on
down the
with
road,
it.
just walking anyhow.
Yeah.
Some of us wear makeup, dressing up. So
Yeah.
we make it look too easy. But at home, we're struggling. I had to
Especially
leave
if you
work at
have
5
another-
months when I was pregnant my second.
Really?
I couldn't walk. So my ex at the time he used to pick me up to bring me to the toilet. I couldn't walk.
wow.
Yeah. I kept getting cramps.
Wow.
It was really, really bad. Well, my first pregnancy was fine. So I thought the second would be the same. All pregnancies are different as well. And it was really, really bad. That's why, anyway, I'm not going to go on. But yeah, it was really, really bad.
Is there anything? Oh, sorry, you can ask.
No, I was just gonna say, like, one of the many things I love about you guys, right, is you lot are focused on solutions, right?
Yeah, solution based.
I was just gonna say, right, in terms of things women can do for themselves, right? What are some of the things? you'd say?
We are twins. That was my question. Yeah.
With me, okay. So first of all, go on our website because
Yeah.
we've got a lot of free resources. So we work with organisations to ensure that Black women have free resources. So we work with people like Tommy's, who do a lot of work on miscarriages and baby loss. Work with AIMS, their maternity rights firm, charity. Work with Clifford Chance. So if you want to make a complaint, there's procedures there. But we also have our 6 recommended steps where we tell women to do your own research. Make sure you do a lot of research. So with my first pregnancy, I didn't do no research. So I thought the midwife would tell you everything.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of time. They've got like 15 minutes to tell you something. They'll give you a lot of leaflets.
Yeah.
But to me, I saw it as if it was important, you would have told me. You're not, why are you giving me leaflets?
Okay,
It can't be
yeah.
that important. So those are the ones I'm going to mention to leave some for you.
I feel like that whole self-advocacy and just having that agency to speak up. Like our first step is to speak up. A lot of Black women do not speak up. And the ones that do maybe tend to get shut down. So we've got all these different avenues to make sure that you're clued up and you know what to expect, what could potentially happen. It's all about just that knowledge piece. Because if you go in and you're way more clued up and you are telling them certain things, then they might sit up and take attention and be like,
They will
okay,
sit
this
up and
is not
take
somebody
attention.
to mess with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In comparison
They
to
know
you
the
just
stuff,
come in
yeah.
and you know, you don't really know, then you know, it makes a difference.
Even our last step, like, so our last step is document everything. All our steps are important as everything.
Yeah.
But the last step that we added was document everything. When you tell them to document, not just midwife, doctors, anybody, and this is not just for maternity, in general.
In general,
Yeah.
with med.
Tell them to document, you'll see they will change.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry,
Some of them-
can I just get you to write that down and your name and your this is it.
All of a sudden
you
now.
have- So if you've been given or refused any treatment or medication, write
Write
it
it
down.
down.
They should automatically be putting it in your notes, but obviously time, whatever.
They don't,
Sometimes it
yeah.
doesn't happen. So keep your own documents,
Yeah.
keep your own journey, and ask them. Okay, I see you have refused me for this. Can you write it down? It will change.
Do you think black women hold on. Yeah, sorry. Do you think we pay enough attention or we pay attention to our maternal health?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just thought, am I the only one to get pregnant? Everyone gets pregnant. Just
Yeah.
if the midwife didn't say it, then it's fine. That's how I took it.
But even like beforehand as well, before like the pregnancy as well. Do you think we pay?
In terms of our healthcare, no, I don't go to my GP, didn't go to dentists, opticians, all of that. I didn't bother. I didn't see it. But my dad, he's always, my dad goes dentist. He goes dentist every 3 months. He's always there.
Every 3.
Wow.
Yeah,
my
because
dad.
6 is recommended, isn't it?
No,
I said not
my
playing
dad
games.
is on it. We got a pharmacy in my house, one his house. He's got loads of pills. He loves it. He goes to GP all the time.
Yeah,
I'm not
just
like
help.
that. And a lot of black people I talk to, they don't
like that
healthcare.
either.
They don't feel like the healthcare system works for them. So they don't bother.
That's sad. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm a bit 50-50 because
Yeah.
I'm a bit like that. I'm a bit like that. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't play this. My body, I only
Yeah.
get my body. And then sometimes I bury my head under the sand for certain situations because I'm like, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with it. I don't want if it's going to be a bad outcome. I just don't want to know.
You know me, I'd take a nap.
Yeah.
But to
That's
add to
stressful.
that, when it comes to my kids, we're there.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
My
Oh,
kids were there.
okay.
We're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Any little thing,
Yeah.
Let's
GP.
go.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just having to take antibiotics, having to all these pills, and
it's fine.
it's okay. Like iron tablets. So I had
Oh, enemy, yeah.
iron tablets. What? The side effects? Mad. I don't like that.
They
You have
made me
to.
constipated.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
you're even
awful.
constipated. My poo was black.
Oh,
It was
wow.
scary.
I was
Very, very scary.
constipated.
You just think,
Yeah.
oh, what's happening to my body? Surely, like maybe there's a natural alternative. I don't know. Like,
You like your liver, steak, I think.
Yeah.
And spinach.
It is weird.
So also you guys made the news because Mo Gilligan
Yes.
donated to your organisation.
Big up Mo.
You guys tell us about that as well.
You know, that whole experience was mad.
I think I should tell them the story, what happened.
Tell the
Okay,
story.
yes.
So, bit of a long story.
No,
I'm not a good storyteller.
She
by
wants
the
to
way.
talk. No.
I heard what he said and I was like,
Listen.
no, let me try and ignore him. So I was on the phone to my friend and that night I was going to tell her, I'm not doing 5 times more no more.
Really?
I'm done with 5 times more. I'm done.
We're gonna get that, by the way. We're gonna get there. That's another question I have.
So I was talking to my friend on the phone like, yeah. I forgot to tell Tanuka, you know, but I'm going to tell her in the morning.
I forgot. Girl.
I didn't have to top it.
Convenient forgetting, okay.
And then I see my phone and it says Mo Gilligan. I was like, why is Mo, Tanuka tagging Mo? So I open the message and I'm like, why would Tanuka send this to Mo? Because it says he's going to donate the money to us. But I was a bit confused. I was like, what's going on? So I was like to my friend, let me call you back. I said, Tanuka, have you seen this? And then our Twitter was popping because he did it on Twitter. He messaged us on Instagram,
Yeah.
but he posted it on Twitter first.
Okay.
Twitter was going mad. I was like, Tanuka, what's going on? And I called her. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, look at our DMs. And then I was like, Mo?
That's amazing.
I was like, Mo? I was gassed. And I was like, yeah, I'm not leaving.
I will see you at 9 a.m., girl.
So then I called her and I was like, oh, you know I was going to go. And I was like,
You
I'm
even
not-
told her.
No, I told her I was going to go, but I'm not going no more. Like, we can work it out.
You make it sound like it was a breakup, like something bad happened. She's always trying to leave.
Is
She's
it?
always trying to leave. Don't mind her. She's not going anywhere.
She's
But
holding me
yeah,
back.
no, it was it was just a crazy experience. So we found out when everyone else did.
Yeah,
that's
we didn't know.
Literally, we didn't know. We didn't know. There was no heads up. There was nothing. I remember he had to DM us to be like, "Oh, this isn't a joke. This is real," kind of thing.
Oh, really?
We were
Like, what
just
do we
like,
say back? What do we say back?
What did we say back? I was like, well, I'm obviously not gonna say thank you via DM.
yeah.
Let's put in a meeting or something.
Yeah.
So we put in a meeting. You see, obviously I can be quite corporate, you know.
Of course.
We were talking like normal. Mom,
Corporate on a meeting.
we can be.
No,
Right?
No, we.
She said we's French. That's you.
You know, you can go
You
switch
can
and
be, yeah.
whatever.
The South
You
London her
think-
came up with.
You think, Mike Gilligan, come on, you're not gonna put your best foot forward.
Yeah, of course.
So throughout the whole meeting, we were there with his manager, everything, we're just talking. He was telling us a story of like why he chose to give it to us
Yeah,
and stuff. And
how
all
he
this
knew
stuff.
about us,
And
yeah,
Thank you, how he knew about us. And then at the end, obviously, because it's, you know,
The Brit.
he's donating for, you know, the Brits, and
Yeah.
he hadn't come out. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, Mo, what are you saying? Like,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
literally,
My
yo,
face
Mo, what
dropped.
are you saying? Like, what? Can man get tickets to the Brits or what? And he was laughing because he
You're
was like,
ridiculous.
No. How can you just break?
I just looked at her
character
and I
like
was like, oh, not today, please.
That's
But I
fine.
was like,
Can't
oh,
take your ass nowhere.
Honestly.
no, I want to go.
No, but you
I've
show
never
me closed
been.
mouths don't get fed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
did you go to the Brits?
Of course.
Of course we did.
Exactly. You
And we look
asked for it.
nice. I must say, we look
I absolutely love it.
we look good that day. We look good.
Yeah, but it was such a surreal experience, and
amazing.
we're super, super grateful because obviously at the time there was a lot of press,
Yeah.
and he kept shouting us out.
Yeah,
like it wasn't
highlighting
something on
us.
Twitter or
Yeah.
he
It wasn't a
literally-
one-off.
It wasn't a one-off. He was
That's really
everywhere he
good.
went, like BBC News, everything. He was literally plugging us.
And
It was
even now,
nice.
still invites us. So he had the BAFTA after party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He invited us and everything.
Did you guys go?
Nice.
She did.
So
I was doing anniversary holiday.
Oh,
see, she missed out.
you are killing me.
6 years, man. Because it was 6 years. I
Be
should have
happy.
gone. Should have gone.
It's got
She's
husband.
like, yes, yay, but you know,
Hey.
you can be chilling with the big boys. Okay.
Some of us don't have husbands. Fine.
Just
be happy.
Just be happy. Okay. Wait, so did you guys like? So I don't know how the whole process happened. Did you have to put your you guys put yourselves forward, or
No.
did he just?
No.
No,
It was just random, literally.
When everybody else saw that tweet, is when we saw that tweet.
yeah.
Did he tell? Are you able to share why? Like what it was about you guys' organization that made him pick you? 'Cause I think
You know
said
the
he
story
told
best.
you.
I said,
Okay.
I mix
okay,
it up.
Okay. I'm sure he won't mind us saying, right?
The story.
The story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
no,
won't
for
mind. He
sure.
won't mind. Yeah, he won't mind. I mean, sorry, Mo.
Just text me things like, oh, by the way, I
By
spoke
the
about
way,
you
I've done
today.
this. Sorry. So he said at the time when we launched, we reached out to everyone.
Yeah, 2019.
19.
19. Yeah.
We reached out to literally everyone was
Yeah.
And who had influence.
and,
Yeah.
and we were like, hey, we're this organization.
Yeah.
We would love to kind of meet with you and talk with you and tell you about what
help
we
us
do.
help us spread
Can you help us
awareness.
spread
Yeah.
awareness, spread the word and whatnot? And so he said he saw the DM, took a screenshot,
Okay.
but obviously it's Mo. He's busy. He gets a lot of
Yeah.
messages and stuff. But he lost the message. But from then he was kind of aware of us, right?
Mm.
Then the documentary last year,
Yeah.
the one with Rochelle.
Mhm.
Obviously they're both Channel 4.
Yeah.
So he watched the documentary. He was like, I know these girls.
Oh yeah, they're the ones who reached out to me. Yeah.
The ones that reached out to me. So again, we were kind of in his mind because
Yeah.
of that, right? And then
The random time in the car.
the random time on road. So he must have said he was walking down the street. You know, he said he wasn't having quite a
Did
great
you say
day.
he was sitting in his car?
No, he was walking down the
Was
street.
he?
He
See,
was
that's why she
walking
says it. I don't say
He was
it.
walking down he was walking down the street, you know, he said he wasn't having really a great day, and then someone stopped him and was like, oh, you know what, Mo, I really love what you do. Like
Yeah.
you bring me so much joy. This woman, a kind of older woman,
Yeah.
you bring me so much joy. That she had recently lost her
Daughter.
daughter
and
and
her
her
grandson.
grandson.
Oh, stop it. Oh no.
And then his mind obviously immediately went
Went
to
to
us.
you. Yeah.
So when he found out about the Brits, he immediately knew that that's what
That's
he wanted to do to try
That's
and help.
amazing.
Because he was just like, people might think, well, why do I care about this?
Mm.
But I was like, babe, you're born of a black woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not a
And I
this
think,
is
yeah,
an everyone problem.
that's such
Do
an
you know what I
exemplary,
mean?
exemplary thing to do.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
That's good.
it was good.
It really highlighted our organisations. Yeah.
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 That's really, I'm really
That's
proud of you.
dope.
Honestly, I'm so inspired by you ladies. I really am. That's
thanks.
absolutely amazing.
Facts.
Like, so you kind of mentioned, you know, because obviously I know that as much as we've spoken about your successes and everything, I know that it wouldn't have been an easy journey. you be quitting every other day.
Trying.
But like, so what would you say has been the most difficult? Each of you can tell me what you think has been the most difficult thing about running 5 times more.
Sure, go first.
Oh,
Since
gosh,
you want to
okay.
quit every day.
Having boundaries.
Okay.
Now we have it. But when we first started, oh my gosh, it was Monday to Monday, no boundaries.
Is that in terms of like how much you were working?
Working on it,
Yeah.
it just all the time with zero pay, like no pay whatsoever.
Give
and-
context. The lockdown.
What happened during lockdown?
No, as in like that's when obviously everything was crazy. Everything was online.
I'm not
Do you know what's funny? Because it's like you're
Back.
whispering.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
there's no
talking
mic
back
in front of
again.
you.
Sorry.
It's so funny.
So the context of the no boundaries and that was after the petition went viral June.
June.
No, when did I give it? April, May.
I thought it went
May.
viral.
It went viral in May because Eden was literally about 2 or 3 weeks old.
When was George Floyd?
Yeah, it was in May.
Yeah, May.
Yeah, it was May.
Yeah.
So it was 2020. It was lockdown. Everybody was looking for things to do, right? Looking for causes to support, and I just think because those lines were blurred, in terms of it's lockdown, no one can go anywhere. We were in back to back to back to back to back.
But even before that,
meetings.
that was even worse.
Yeah, when it was that lockdown time, it was just literally for
5
meetings.
meters a day.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
6 meetings a day. I'm there breastfeeding with the little baby.
Oh yeah, it was
It's
bad.
with the little ones running around. It was intense.
My kids are at home. It was.
I mean, to be fair, it's quite on brand though.
Pardon?
Do you mean for what you're doing? Like,
Yeah.
we're talking maternal.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
I've
know,
got
but
some.
sometimes not every day.
Yeah.
Meeting and breastfeeding.
So
It's like,
we just
come on.
we had no
Yeah.
boundaries. But yeah, sorry, let me know.
And then she missed. We had an interview early in the morning, and
Yeah.
because we were working all night,
Mm.
she missed the interview.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a
Um,
radio interview.
It was, I think, BBC 4 something interview, and we're like, no, we need to put boundaries. But it's hard to put boundaries in place when it's your business,
Yeah.
and
Such a
it's
big
your
issue.
brand.
Yeah.
That's one of them, and the second one, I don't even know if I should say it, but I'll say
It's
it.
Kim, because I said say one each. Well, go on, babes.
Okay, one each, one.
No.
No,
It's too
no,
late.
no, you
It's
have
too
to.
late now.
Say it.
What I find hard is some of the lack of the support that we get from our own community.
Okay. No, you definitely have to speak about it. Yeah.
And I know we're talking about triggering stuff, and I completely get it. But if you interact with us, you will know that we have so much resources.
Yeah.
We say what the statistics is,
Yeah.
but we have a solution. We have so many solutions.
Yeah.
And we have contacted a lot of people who are high profile and Black because we know they can spread awareness
Yeah.
and they have audience that we don't have.
Yeah.
But we either get English is just
Hey, English.
either we don't get the response back, or we get next time or not now. And I'm like, Black women are dying. Like, can we do something about it, please?
Yeah.
And I understand not everything you see that you must repost and stuff, because we get stuff sometimes and we're like, we can't repost this, but we do try. And I feel sometimes not responding back to us, it's rude. Like, how dare you? It's a good cause.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's not everything you're gonna repost and say. But yeah, sometimes the lack of support is very disheartening. Because white women, they go hard for us.
An ally.
I hate that word. But they go hard for us. They're always reposting us, promoting us. The amount of podcasts we've gone on, white women podcasts, and I'm like, I hear you, but you're not really our audience.
Yeah, because you don't have the people that we need to be talking to. Yeah.
I think this first podcast, Black podcast we've been on.
Yeah.
And it won't be the last.
I want to say yay, but
No, it won't be the last.
it's
No,
definitely.
it won't be the last.
I'm
Definitely.
gonna make sure that it won't be the last.
I'm looking at you like,
It won't be the last.
It won't
Why?
be the last. That's very sad because you're doing it for our community. So to not get that support back,
I think
That's
at
a lot.
first as well, it was difficult to get the support of Black women because they're like, I don't want to interrupt that page.
Yeah.
Without actually fully knowing what we do.
Yeah.
And I get it. Obviously, we've had to change our branding over. I mean, we said we've never run a campaign before, so we don't really.
Yeah.
So
You're figuring
there are
as you go
certain
along.
things that maybe we shouldn't have done. So like in the beginning, our website, Black women are 5 times more.
Yeah,
First
so-
thing you saw.
Like,
was like,
whoa,
what?
but it's a bit
It's
loud.
like, what? Yeah, literally. I think they were in capitals as well, shouting.
Oh,
And it's black and white as well,
it
so
was
we
black and white.
changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of
So
the branding, everything was just it
But that's
was
from
quite
getting feedback.
somber.
But that's from giving feedback.
Yeah, so someone I don't really like her. I just can't stand her. I was talking to her, and then she was like, "Yeah, but you promote racism, and your website says I'm 5 times more likely to die." Now,
Respectfully, bitch, you are.
That's how we see it.
But respectfully,
that's how
this
we
is
see
this
it.
is a real fact.
No,
This
it's
is
a real thing.
and you don't know
Literally.
any that you don't know who it could affect. It could,
yeah,
Yeah,
babes.
but her saying that made me look at the website, and I realized that's the first thing you see. So as much as I don't like her,
she had a point.
she had a good point.
Yeah.
But the racism bit, I was like, shush. Because you're saying that we say that white midwives are the ones that are killing us. I was like, since when? We
Don't you hear us talking about the aunties too?
We don't talk about the aunties,
Okay.
but we don't talk about white midwives either. We don't talk about the race.
Okay.
You
You
say
say midwives.
individualized midwives,
Yeah.
individual midwives. Because if we talk about the aunties now, they're going to say the reason why black women are dying
because
because
of
of the
black
black midwives, and then get rid of them.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And it's definitely not that.
We're not trying to do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
it's
true.
definitely-
That's the last thing we want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's definitely not. It's the whole curriculum needs to be
Change.
Yeah.
needs to be changed because it's Eurocentric.
Yeah.
essentially.
Even BMI and all
You
of that.
don't know what things that
Even the
conditions
BMI, girl.
look like on certain skins
Your
and
face.
stuff like that. It's nuts. It's the whole curriculum needs to be.
Yeah, they've been upset
Needs
with
to go.
BMI since I was in year 9. I'm
Don't
over it.
get me started, guys. See?
Listen, I'm over it.
Don't get me started. What's I've forgotten the original question. We've gone.
What's been the hardest thing about running this?
The hardest thing about running 5 times more, it kind of relates to the boundaries. It's a lot hearing about other people's traumas.
Oh,
Yes, I
Yeah.
was.
When you
Yeah, I was
take
wondering if you can bring it
That
up.
on, it affects you, and sometimes
Yeah.
we get unsolicited emails.
Yeah.
We get people, and I think sometimes people don't necessarily get what we do, so they'll just be setting up,
Just dump on you.
literally dumping, copying us into their complaints
Mm.
to the thing. Like we're it's not even reading. We're seeing
seeing.
people are sending pictures
mm.
of like their stomach with a hole in it and stuff like that. Like just all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff. That is a lot. It makes you just want to shut down because you're just like, this is
Because
obviously
it's
is what
quite
I'm-
traumatic.
it's what we're campaigning
Yeah.
for. But yo, I've had a good day. Now I've seen that I'm sour.
Well, I'm having a bad day now. You made it worse.
On a good day, I don't mind. On a bad day,
Oh,
so
on
last
a
year I
bad-
went through some rough stuff,
On a
and then the
bad day.
pictures and all of this. I was like,
It's a
to look
lot.
at. I can't take
Yeah.
it. I was like, I can't take it.
And you didn't. Sorry, and people don't even know what your personal stories are. Either.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're doing this. This could
Yeah.
really be a
could be-
trigger for
yeah.
me.
I remember we were out recently at
Yeah.
brunch.
She had handled that one
And
on
I
her own.
was
I
like,
left
I
her.
was happy, brunching,
Yeah.
alcohol, living my best
That's
life.
what we do.
Kid free,
Okay.
trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
And then this woman came up to me and was like, "Oh, I see that you do 5 times more." Dump.
In a dancery, ma'am.
Not in a
She's good.
dancery.
I saw the woman. I went.
She went.
I said, not today.
She's good at being like, send me an email. But me, I'll
Yeah, no, because somebody else tried to talk to me there as well, and I was like,
No,
I was like,
I'm actually trying to have
I
fun.
said, to her, I said, I'm
literally.
out. Can you send me an email, please?
Yeah.
I'm out with you. Like,
I'm not working.
We're dancing together.
She
You're talking
started
to
off
me.
like, oh, I had a miscarriage and this is the first time I've been out. And I was like, oh, okay, good for you. And then story. And obviously by that
Girl.
point, how do I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, you can't. You can't be like, okay,
yeah.
I can't. So
sorry to hear that, and then walk off. You can't do that.
This is what I say to her.
My
You're too.
my whole demeanor changed. I was like, this is.
I remember when you
this
come
is a
back to
lot.
sit next to me, your
Yeah,
face. I was like,
I came back. I was just like,
so why didn't
No.
you?
You should have left.
I
You
still
should have
got
foresight.
conversation. No, I
Yeah.
said no, not today.
Yeah, I think, because when you said boundaries, I would have thought that would be. I think to consistently and constantly hear that,
yeah, it's a lot.
that would be a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That would really be a lot. But I want us to end the interview on a high though. What's been the best thing about running your organization? Because I think you guys are honestly amazing. Like, I'm very inspired by you ladies.
Let me say
No,
something.
you know. Okay, do you know how you were struggling to
Cute.
think?
Oh my god.
Okay, go on.
Are you recording? Please. She's
Listen.
never cute. She never says.
Camera's on her, go on.
Affection.
Can you not do that?
Let's go.
I'm hearing. I'm
Working
listening.
with you.
Oh. Brent will send you that clip for your files.
Send it. Just that clip.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah. It wasn't easy. Obviously, you have to trust her.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't really trust you.
She
I'm
didn't-
gonna be
I
real.
didn't trust her at first.
She didn't trust me.
Good. No, she can be
No,
a
you-
busy vibe.
No, you're approaching her and not trusting her.
No.
Can you
She
imagine?
tries to be a
Ma'am.
busy vibe.
I am busy.
You see?
She's busy.
We're trying-
I'm busy.
I'm
It's
busy.
okay. We want to
I've
be
approached you.
busy.
You've said yes, and you're working. You're not responding.
And I'm
you're not
working.
doing all this.
I'm working. Okay.
You're working.
You're
You're not. I'm just like, I don't really know. She's on it. I don't know. So a lot of the time, at first, it was like, oh, okay, maybe she's not as on it as
I was on it. I was just
thought.
busy.
But she was busy. But we didn't communicate that because we didn't really
know each other like
know
that.
each other
Yeah,
like that.
like
We
that.
knew each other, but not she. Like now, that's my sister. I'm telling you
Yeah.
everything. But at that time, it was a bit like, oh.
Also, the good feedback we get from women in our DMs.
That's
That's,
really good.
nice. I saw your campaign. I saw this, and it's really helped me out.
Yeah.
That's really, really nice. It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Highlight. We don't stop.
Oh, I
We
love
don't stop.
You're a true
And for
Nigerian babe.
me- Please, I've got first class.
I love it.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. If I
love it.
I'm the eldest child.
Oh yes.
So you know we have to do what we have to do. But we don't stop because we have personal experience, both good and bad.
Yeah.
Right. We know what good care looks like. We know what it's like on the other side.
Yeah.
And since we started, it's been go, 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 go.
Who's next?
And
Yeah.
Literally. The amount that we've been able to achieve in such a small amount of time
Yeah.
has been phenomenal.
That's
I can't
amazing.
lie. I
I'm
want to pat
honestly-
myself on the back. I never do.
No, you
but
should.
I
You guys
that.
absolutely should.
We need to pat ourselves on the back because the impact has been crazy.
I
See,
love it.
That leads into last question.
Yeah.
You guys saying obviously keep going, and we can see the amazing work you're doing, right? If you were given £1 million today, what would you use it for? How would you expand 5 times more?
Get
Staff. Get staff, please.
People
Admin
think
or
we're a
somebody.
group of, no, get told we're a group of health professionals. People tell us, "Oh, you're a group of, you're on the team." We're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
Just the
We're
two of
mums,
us.
We're busy. We've got young families. We
Yeah.
run other businesses. It's just literally the two of
Yeah.
us. So the first and foremost, please, staff.
Staff that
We
lasts
need
as well.
staff.
We need staff that lasts.
Not staff that lasts.
Shots fired.
If the shoe fits Cinderella, you get to wear the shoe. That
Sorry,
is
I'm hot.
so-
Yeah,
I'm actually
please,
screaming.
because staff that lasts.
Staff.
Yeah.
So we had someone and
Staff.
That lasts.
More money to do research. We're
Okay.
definitely
we
do
need to
more
do more
research.
research.
Definitely more black-led research
Mhm.
because clearly there's that magic that we've got. That
It
nobody
works
else
if it's
has.
black led.
Absolutely.
What else? More resources. It's just whatever we're doing right now, just times
More
10.
of it.
Yeah, just
Times
pour
10,
into it. Yeah.
Just
Okay.
pour into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being able to pay ourselves.
Oh, and pay ourselves.
Because we just don't have the capacity.
Please. Pay ourselves.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive out here.
You
I'm not. Sorry,
sorry, no,
I was just gonna say. I'm not sure you guys said your website.
man, are you in my head? That's what you mentioned your website earlier. You didn't give them the website. Yes.
What's the website? www.
www.5xmore.com.
Yeah, we'll have it in the description and
Yeah,
box and
100%.
everything. And can you let people know your Instagram as well, and if your personal ones as well, if you want to give that out.
Okay. So,
Close.
No, have you seen my personal Instagram? That's why I said,
Or is
she
your
doesn't really
personal?
have a presence on social media.
I got no presence.
on her
I got
personal
highlights.
page.
I like to go gym. Apart from that, there's no picture.
It's fine, babes.
Literally. So 5 times more. We're at 5x more
Yeah.
underscore on Instagram.
Yeah.
5x more on Twitter.
Mhm.
My personal is Mums and Tea. Check me out.
Okay.
Mum's auntie.
Mums and Tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check out Learning with Ez as well. So on top
Okay.
of everything else I do,
Mhm.
I
Yay.
run a company we do diverse and inclusive educational resources.
Okay.
'Cause, I mean, it's a whole different conversation, but
Mm.
there's just not enough out there. And my
Yeah.
son's autistic.
Okay.
So there's just not enough representation when it comes to like flashcards and just all the
Oh, that's-
little stuff for
yeah.
the early years, isn't
Yeah.
it? So that's what I do.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
No, so big us up a bit more. So yes, they are flashcards for diverse kids,
Yeah.
but also she used them for her son who's autistic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who they said is non-verbal, but now he can actually speak and say.
That's
what I'm saying?
amazing.
Big
know
up.
what I'm saying?
So it's,
Girl, that's
it's
a
really,
big
it's
part of
really
the-
helped her out.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
So
That's
if he
amazing.
needs something, he will be like, he will point at the card
Yeah.
and kind of thing. Like, do better
That's
stuff, man.
amazing.
Don't downplay yourself like that.
Yeah, man.
That's another cute moment. You will get the clip.
Thank you.
Gosh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's really sweet. Sick.
Thank you.
Sorry, led me to one more question.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Chloe hasn't said hers yet. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
My personal Instagram.
Oh, prosperities.
Oh, Prosperities. It's what I run. The mental health side. And there's Prosperous Minds, that's just for dads. So normally we go to Prince of Peckham every other Wednesday, and it'll be a dads group, dads and dads to be, and they talk about mental health issues and stuff like that. Her husband loves it. But it's not just about mental health issues. They will go there, talk about football, anything, just kind of like to get out of the house.
That's very good as well, you know. And
they love it. And Prince of Peckham, I love Prince of Peckham.
They've got really good chicken wings. God, the honey ones,
it's so nice. So
banging.
I go there, but I don't run the sessions because obviously I'm a female and it won't work. So I have guys who do it for me. And then my personal Instagram is at Miss Chloe. But like I said, there's no pictures, no nothing. They can look at my highlights, see how I go gym. I do stories. So when I'm out, not that bad.
You said don't bother.
But yeah, when I go gym, I post and that's it.
Okay.
It's nice.
I would absolutely love it. I can't. These ladies are absolutely hilarious. You remember what we were going to say?
I was just gonna. I know a lot of the focus is on, I guess, the giving birth stage, right? Do you have something or planning to do something for the just after?
Learning Hub.
So we are launching our Learning Hub.
Okay.
So we'll have everything to do maternity on there. So pelvic floor muscles, exercising, lifestyle, mental health.
The fourth
trimester, which is after. The maddest thing is, women are more likely to die after pregnancy.
Yeah.
It's not during or labour.
Yeah.
It's after.
Yeah.
So a lot of women think, oh, you know, I've given birth. Women and birthing people. I keep saying women, but it's birthing people as well. A lot of them think, I've given birth, it's fine. No, it's the after bit, the 6 weeks after.
Okay.
And I don't know why when you see it, it's like black women are more likely to die between pregnancy and childbirth.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, 6 weeks after. So that's where they're dying. Because you hemorrhage and retain placenta and all of this.
Mental health issues,
intrusive thoughts. You know, some women feel like their baby's going to kill them or all of these things.
That stuff,
It's after pregnancy. So yes, our Learning Hub will have all of that and it'll be translated in different languages as well.
Oh,
so language is no longer a barrier, and it will talk about how to. It will also have bits for partners as well. So partners, how can they support their partners?
Partners support
English.
It gets a bit much sometimes. Yeah, partners support partner. Yeah, I know, girl.
You try to use different words.
You should just say it in French.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Just say it in French.
Wow. But yeah, so fourth trimester, we're trying to work hard on that and just talk more about the fourth trimester. It's not pregnancy and childbirth. Once that's done, you still got things to do in the first 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm really, really inspired by you ladies.
100%.
And I pray you guys keep doing amazing and I just pray you keep prospering in everything you're doing and you get your flowers. Chloe cannot quit now.
Can you just
Ma'am, I'm
ain't
sorry.
going nowhere.
You cannot quit.
I was even telling her next year.
Next year? No. By next year, you will have so much funds, you're able to hire up people. So then that way your boundaries are in full effect.
Yep.
So you don't have to be in a position where you want to quit. You're not quitting. You actually can't.
I'm here for life.
I will be DMing you.
Exactly.
Get back in there.
Oh,
but you guys are honestly doing amazing because I hope as well you take time out to celebrate yourselves and pat yourselves on the back and celebrate all you've achieved because it's amazing.
Thank you.
I've learned so much.
We didn't plug Awareness Week.
Gosh,
Okay, go on.
Oh my gosh, so we have our Awareness Week coming. It's the third Awareness Week.
The third annual Black Maternal Health Awareness Week.
Let me plug it properly.
Okay.
You see why she
The
talks?
words are sweet.
That's why she talks.
Okay.
She knows how to drum it up.
I love it.
So we've got the third one coming up. It's the 12th of September till the 18th. And that's where we raise awareness.
Okay.
So this year we are talking about Muslim mums because Muslim black mums are more likely.
Okay.
So being black and then being Muslim, you're more likely.
Okay.
So we got a whole day. So every day there'd be a different theme. So we've got a whole day on Muslim mums, young mums, because you don't hear a lot about young black mums.
Yeah.
We've got partners and fathers because of the work I do with dads, I love bringing up dads and make sure dads are well aware. Group B strep. And that one's really important because it's a virus that the mum has. And if the baby gets it, the baby can pass away.
Oh, wow.
And 51% of black babies
Stop it.
are more likely
You're
to have
more likely.
51% of
more likely.
black babies are more likely to have it. The
Yeah.
report came out 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
but there's no awareness around it.
There's no coverage.
So they don't really have much of a Instagram platform. They're not really big, and when you look at it, it's very white. So I told the CEO anyway that we're gonna do something about it because it's affecting black babies.
Mm.
And
Obviously,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And then we have mental health, but then we're also gonna have our APPG. Say what APPG stands for. Say it wrong. Time.
Okay, so we are the creators of the Black Maternal Health All-Party Parliamentary Group. So it's a group of MPs from the House of Lords and House of Commons that come together to discuss issues in Parliament. So we will be having a meeting during the awareness week.
On the 13th at 10 a.m.
Okay, sick.
in Parliament.
Black maternal health issues.
You guys can come.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
sick.
invited.
Okay,
Yes.
lovely, absolutely love it. So how can people, not even how else, sorry, how can people support you outside of following you on Instagram, outside of reposting, resharing stuff? Like, what would you guys like?
This one's going money.
Yeah, it's real.
No, it's true, it's true.
Donations
we
would be
accept
nice.
donations.
Okay, you do. Okay, that's good. Yes.
Is it on the website?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool.
We probably
Plug the
we
website
don't
one
put
more
it
time.
front and center.
Yeah.
We don't put it front and center.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
midway through because
Okay.
we don't want it to look like
Yeah.
we're just
This
here
one
to
good,
collect
yeah, yeah.
a coin because essentially at first we weren't. And
Yeah,
even asking for it's a bit like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do accept donations.
Yeah.
www.5xmore.com.
Mhm.
And yeah, aside from sharing, spreading the word, talking
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
more conversations, more awareness.
Mhm.
You can't change something you don't know about.
Mm.
So if more people are talking about it
Mm.
and more people are aware that there is a solution,
Yeah.
there are people that are working on it that are trying, their
Yeah.
best,
Yeah.
then that's all you can really do.
Yeah.
Mm.
Love
Yeah.
it. I'm really proud of you, ladies. Well
Yeah,
done.
man.
Honestly,
Oh,
congratulations and
thank
everything.
you.
And
Yes.
we'll be supporting going forward. And I
Yeah,
told you it's not
man.
going to be last podcast. I'm going to be
Oh,
putting
God.
words in people's ears
Oh, I need to get used
to do what they
this.
need to do. So Chloe, you're gonna have you talking a lot more.
Oh,
sis.
gosh.
You've done really well today. Though. I can't lie, because the disclaimer you gave us at the start, you've done really, really well.
Yeah, you did.
Did
man.
I?
You did.
Oh,
you
thank
did.
you.
You did. We will not think you're the shy one. Really? Yeah, you wouldn't. Honestly.
Oh,
And I think that's a positive thing.
I'm shy.
Yeah. But also, I have to say that people in the comments have been bigging you guys up. People are learning stuff and they're congratulating you as well on all the amazing things you guys are doing and just helping us learn a lot more than we'd usually know. But yeah.
man.
Oh, thanks.
Thank
Well
you.
done, guys.
Thank you so
Well
much
done.
for having
Well done.
us. It's
Been
been
nice.
a
They're
nice
literally
experience.
saving lives.
Literally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope you guys deep that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I've got some sisters with me today, so it'd be nice. Can we do sis? What would you do next, please? Sorry. Okay, so here's the dilemma. So basically, I read out dilemma and then we give them advice.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, girls.
Morning.
Girls. Usually it's just me that's the girl.
Okay.
Good morning. So, good morning, girls. Day one listener here. Love the show. I really appreciate that you guys have been consistent with the news and accompanying commentary. So, I've got a friend who has a girlfriend who's recently signed up for a personal trainer. Well, 7 months now, and it seems as though she's gotten heavier than when she started. Right. Okay. She refuses to let my friend train with her and insists on it being too distracting for her. But 7 months on and only gains. The gains live in capital.
Ooh.
Yep. Okay. I think they're fucking. I've told him that he needs to investigate, but he feels that they'll betray the trust she has in him. That will betray the trust she has in him. I think he's deluded. So girls, what should he do? So his girl's got a personal trainer, but there's no bodily changes happening. So he thinks it's an affair. It's a cover-up. And he's volunteered to train with. And she's like, no, it's too distracting.
I think he should go and see where she's training. She's training in the gym in his house. Where's the training?
Where's the training
happening?
spot?
Yeah. That's the
So
first thing.
this is the man that said,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
My mouth.
So it's sticky one. I can't lie to you.
something fishy.
It's going down. Something fishy is definitely going. Yeah. I can't lie. I think I would say what Chloe said.
Yeah.
I'm not saying stalk people, but yes, follow. Respectful distance, just to check out that the training is happening the way it ought to be. Because if you're saying gains, I could think, okay, maybe that, it's muscle gain, but in 7 months, I think if she says she's consistently training with the PT, I would think there'll be some physical, I can see it. Do you get me? I can feel it.
I'm still stuck on what?
But I want to stick up for her. Maybe her nutrition is not changing, so she's
Okay, yeah.
Maybe the food. Maybe she's going gym, but
no, but Chloe, then it should be.
food.
No, but Chloe, it should be then a balance. Because I go gym, but I be eating whatever I want to eat as the spirit leads, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I stay consistent. Yeah.
Don't
So
add.
okay,
Because
we don't.
that adding
is
it
what-
might be because she's adding something else.
And I hate to say, I think she might be.
I'm trying to stick up.
Nah, I can't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's difficult,
You
Sometimes
can't-
I'm like,
you can't stick
sister,
up.
help me help you.
I'm trying to help people.
I can't help. I can't.
Yeah.
Sorry, no.
I think what he should do is, because I think if he's volunteered to go with her to the training session, she said no, you're a distraction. The only way is actually in a healthy manner to follow her one day to see where it is that we're training
Yeah,
and what kind of exercises we're doing.
because it's a bit confusing.
Oh, tell her to get Apple Watch.
That's true.
Tell her
And then we
to
can be
Apple Watch.
seeing what
Then
your
I
stats
can
are at the end of the
see.
day.
Then I can see when you complete that workout.
How many calories did you burn today?
Did you close your rings?
But sometimes those sessions,
Yeah, those sessions will make you close your ring.
Hey, it's
you know what
true.
session I'm talking about? Those sessions.
The sex session. I'm never letting the people know. Let's give them context. You can't be closing rings and hitting the right heart rate like that.
You
as well.
could. But then you there's location
tricky.
services. There's
That's true,
other
yeah.
things.
Yeah, because she didn't need that register like weights or cardio, like
And steps.
steps. Like
Am I the only one feel sorry for him? The fact that he has to write in. That's
I know. I never feel sorry for
I
him, but
feel like, oh.
yeah,
That's a bit harsh. Sorry.
Imagine a
we're
girl
not making
going-
light of your situation.
Yeah.
She's going
No.
gym to
Yeah.
look nice and then she come back
Is she
bigger and then
going gym?
well
This is it.
she's working out. She's doing a workout.
You know what I'm
She's
saying?
doing a form of a workout.
Exactly.
It's not
I'm
working.
going to chime in here, right? Normally, I would avoid a topic like this because I hate the stigma attached to PTs and this kind of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Is it because you're a PT?
What type of stupid question is that? Obviously, Emmanuel. Obviously. So, first of all, you have to ask yourself, what are her goals? You're saying that she's come back heavier.
Yeah.
What's her goal to lose weight?
That's
the point.
If her goal wasn't to lose weight, maybe her goal was to build muscle.
Yeah.
And what's gains? Are you saying that she's coming back fatter?
Mm.
Are you saying she has gained muscle?
Yeah.
She's put on a bit of size. So
Yeah.
ascertain that first, to be fair, because her coming back home with gains, that might be what her goal is,
Yeah.
right? That's number one. Number two is just because she doesn't want you to come with her, it doesn't mean that anything's going on. She might feel uncomfortable with her partner, seeing her in that environment, seeing her train. She might be more comfortable with her PT on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a PT. you should know.
Why?
Is it what?
Why?
No, 'cause you just think, okay, like anyway.
No, go.
I'm not a girl,
No,
I'm not a
go,
girl.
go.
But if that's your partner, you would have seen me in all types of states.
Do you know?
There's different
All right,
way
cool.
you work out, you know.
But
But you see-
are we not doing workout?
No,
I've had girls tell me throughout my life that they wouldn't want to train with me because they find it intimidating.
But you're a PT though. Do you get me? So they might not want to because they don't
Because you
want
know what you're
to
doing.
be.
No, but even before I was a PT,
I said, okay,
I've always
fair
been in the gym. They might find me intimidating. They don't want me to see them in a certain state, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that, this isn't what you guys are saying it is. I'm just giving you an alternative.
You're playing devil's advocate.
Not really the advocate. I'm just giving you another whole scenario where
agreeing like
it
me.
may not be as salacious as you
Yeah.
guys are depicting, right? Because obviously we're trying to give this guy advice.
Mm.
No?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Advice,
absolutely.
right?
What we're here for.
So the advice isn't, she's definitely fucking
Definitely
the PT. The advice is she may not be fucking the PT.
Mm.
Ask your woman what her goals are. Ascertain maybe the real reasons why she doesn't want you to come along. It may not be what it is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Use this idea and follow too. Actually, yeah, because how do we? Yeah.
How do we what?
No, I'm just saying, yeah, actually, it makes sense. I think it all ties together.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
Hopefully that helps.
I guess so.
I guess. Do you have something different to suggest?
I know too.
All right, okay, let's get into our last headlines for the day.
Okay, so Met Office has said this was legit the hottest summer the UK has had.
No shit, Sherlock. not as in them. Like, don't think we know that?
So provisional figures show that the summer of 2022, covering June, July, and August, had an average temperature of 17.1 degrees Celsius, which sounds quite low. Yeah, but average, I guess. But yeah, so this year's summer tied with 2018 for the warmest, according to a record stretching back to 1884.
Wow.
Yeah. It means 4 of the 5 warmest summers on record have happened since 2003, as the effects of climate change are felt on the nation's summer temperatures. This year's summer included the record-breaking heat in July when temperatures in the UK exceeded 40 degrees Celsius for the first time as part of a widespread heatwave. Hot and dry conditions have dried up rivers, damaged crops, and fueled wildfires, as well as leaving much of England in drought. For both England and the UK as a whole, it's been the driest year so far since 1976. And for England, 2022 has also seen the 6th driest summer since the records began in 1836. Overall, the UK saw just 62% of its average summer rainfall. So yeah, man. Everyone wanted the sun, and we got a lot of it.
Summer's the best season of the year,
And
so
drought.
You didn't like
I don't
it?
know about the drought. The drougt's bad vibes. The sun was nice.
I don't like this UK sun.
Really?
No, it's too
Yeah,
much.
to be fair, yeah,
Not the
abroad
same.
sun is
UK
better.
sun.
Yeah, it's very
Humid.
yeah, very humid and just
Sticky.
sticky
It's just
and just
sun.
it's just
Mm.
literally
Yeah,
sun.
just
No
sun.
breeze, just no vibes,
Nothing.
just sun.
Yeah.
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 And our last headline, I hate to report it, but the vegans that again,
Your people, them.
not my people,
Your people.
those people. Anyway, so Britain's milk deliveries could be under threat from a group of vegan campaigners who are threatening to disrupt supplies. Up to 500 activists could take part in plans to block dairy depots over 2 weeks while demanding a switch to plant-based alternatives. Protest group Animal Rebellion, which is an offshoot of Extinction Rebellion, has vowed to carry out the protest in an effort to promote its vegan agenda. The group warned people are prepared to do whatever it takes non-violently, and that includes prison. Yesterday, a director at one of the country's biggest milk suppliers warned there could be shortages if the campaign group stages its protests. Ash from Arla Foods said anything that adds to the cost of business will end up adding to the cost for customers. We are working with police and government to make sure it keeps being supplied. The average price of a pint of milk has jumped to 59p because of the cost of living crisis. Conservative MP Alicia Kearns said these vegan militants should face the full force of the law. Last month, activists from Animal Rebellion poured out milk all over the floor in Harrods.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and were forcibly removed by security. Vegans on social media later condemned the group's actions, saying that they made us look like fools and it was detrimental rather than helpful, which I agree with.
Imagine you're in prison because you're out here pouring milk all over the place.
It don't make no sense.
These people are all silly, man. They're all jobless, man. I'm telling you.
It's ridiculous.
That's why they do this.
What they do this? No, but
Not
I
'cause
always,
they actually care about what they're doing.
listen, no, I always think that,
No,
like,
not
how
at
do you not get annual leave to do these things?
Mm.
Because
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
it's mad. But all right, it's been a great show. Let's get into our outro. Thank you, ladies, for such an amazing, amazing interview. We appreciate you guys dropping by. And thank you guys for tuning in, our live crew. Shout out to you guys. You guys were very interactive in the comments. Don't forget, guys, like this video because I know you enjoyed the episode. Subscribe to the channel because why not? And join our TNB network, which you do that by typing into your browser, community.thenewblack.com. And when you get there, you can also join the TDA Backstage Access page. If you guys would like to send us voice notes or text messages for asking for a friend, sis, what would you do? Or you just want to talk to us, send it into 075 6484 1073. Don't forget as well to check us out on all our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, The Day After TNB. If you would like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, please email the team thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Have a lovely weekend. Everyone stay mind your business. Don't get in trouble. And yeah, we're out. See you on Monday.